Ahem. You fool, Psygnosis of Liverpool. How could you know what you had unleashed? How is it pieced together? Bits of adventure games? Bits of fighting games? Evil stitched to evil stitched to evil. Do you really believe this game will thank you for its monstrous design? Evil will have its revenge. God help your loved ones. Hello and welcome to the Bad Game Hall of Fame. Welcome to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. This is the show in which we play Mary Shelley's Frankenstein for the Sega CD. Hello, Johnny.
Hello.
That was a dramatic opening, if I do say so myself, if I do pat myself on the back. This is a Sega CD game. We have not covered too many of these so far on the show, and I'm eager to cover this one in particular, with it having released back in quarter
Just
four.
pleased with yourself, ain't you? And rightly so, rightly so.
Or Q4 of 1994, exclusively in North America, exclusively as part of a double deal pack with a re-release of Bram Stoker's Dracula, both games in this package developed by Psygnosis, published by Sony ImageSoft. What do you know about this here Mary Shelley's Frankenstein for the Sega CD?
Pretty much nothing. It is funny seeing that it is a North American exclusive made by a bunch of lads from Liverpool. It's an odd one. That probably does not happen too often. So this will be all new to me.
That is fair. For my part, I'm vaguely familiar with this one, not having played it myself, not to any degree of completion, and not having seen full playthroughs of it either, for my part, but definitely being familiar with it by reputation. I know a few things that happen in the game, a few things that folk can look forward to, some true oddball design in this one, but I'm also thinking there might be something to this. I'm thinking this might turn out to be one of those ones that we walk away with a positive opinion of, despite its silliness at points. There's something about this that definitely, despite being made up of two disparate genres, the adventure game and the fighting game, two genres that I've, not really ever loved at any point in my life, there's just something about this from what I've seen of it that, I don't know, we'll see. I'm keeping my heart and my mind open for this one. That being said, we should move on over to the main stage for a little bit of a history section, because I was compelled to do a little bit of looking into this one, and to cover a little bit of ground, give a little bit of context before the game. I should mention, people mentioning in chat, Carrie the Skunk in particular mentioning 2 bad games for the price of 1. What a deal. Glad I spent money on a Sega CD. I should mention, we're not playing Bram Stoker's Dracula for the Sega CD tonight. We're just focusing in on the one game. We'll get back around to Bram Stoker's Dracula for the Sega CD at some point, because that's definitely one worthy of being looked at. In fact, we might have a little bit to say about it in the history section. So without further ado, Joe to real jokes. So Mary Shelley was hanging out with her husband and Lord Byron. Once upon a time, in the summer of 1816, Mary Godwin, her future husband Percy Byce Shelley, and step-sister Claire Claremont took a trip to visit Claire's lover, Lord Byron, in the Swiss Alps of Geneva. Poor weather conditions, a consequence of the year without a summer. Historically recorded, 1816 had historically low temperatures up to that point in history. I think there's a volcano that erupted somewhere that changed the global temperature. It's a whole thing. Anyway, the lack of sunlight, a whole lot of rain and snow, forced Byron and his visitors to stay indoors for the duration of their stay. Sitting around a log fire at Byron's villa, the company amused themselves by reading German ghost stories translated into French from the book Phantasmagoria, not to be confused with Roberta Williams's Phantasmagoria. That's a whole other fucking kettle of fish. Check out our playthrough in history section, especially for Colossal Cave Adventure, folks. But getting back to this one, Byron proposed that each of the people in attendance each write a ghost story as a means to pass the time. Unable to think of a story herself, Mary became anxious. She recalled being asked, "Have you thought of a story yet?" each morning, and every time being forced to reply with a mortifying negative. Mary did have some big shoes to fill. Mary, who would go on, I said Mary Godwin, who goes on to become Mary Shelley, as we know her, author of Frankenstein. This is obviously the story of Frankenstein's inception, but it should be noted that her father had been a political author, a fairly well-established one, having written an enquiry concerning political justice, as well as Things They Are or The Adventures of Caleb Williams, which both espoused his anarchist philosophy, which seems pretty cool to me. There's books dealing with, like the evils of tyranny, and these are values that he tried to instill in his daughter, in his favorite child, Mary Shelley. Mary's mother, for her part, Mary Wollstonecraft, had actually died 11 days after Mary's birth due to an infection, but not before having written 1792's A Vindication of the Rights of Woman. So coming from this sort of literary family, this writerly family, Mary probably felt like she should rise to this challenge. She should rise to the occasion in this case. So during one evening in the middle of the summer, their discussions that they were still having, their talks around the fire, turned to the nature of the principle of life. Perhaps a corpse would be reanimated, Mary noted. Galvanism had given token of such things. It was after midnight before they retired, and, unable to sleep, Mary became possessed by her imagination as she beheld the grim terrors of her waking dream. Mary Shelley then began writing what she assumed would be a short story, but with Percy Shelley's encouragement, she expanded the tale into a full-fledged novel to be titled Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus. She describes that summer in Switzerland, later on in her life, as the moment where she first stepped out from childhood into life. And writing the first 4 chapters of the book in the weeks that encompassed. This had been weeks following the suicide of her half-sister, Fanny, just prior to this. This was one of many personal tragedies that impacted Shelley's work. This lady lived a hard fucking life. Like, her first child dies in infancy, and when she writes Frankenstein, in the process of writing Frankenstein, she's nursing her second child, who by the time she finishes the book is also dead. So, this girl deserved better, let's just say that much, and that she has lived a fascinating life worthy of study, probably worthy of having a feature film adaptation of its own. And I think there was one. I think there was an attempt to do like a biopic of her, but I don't recall it being particularly good. So for the purposes of getting this history section back on track and into the games and whatnot, I'll just leave off by saying that you should look up Mary Shelley. You should read Frankenstein or The Modern Prometheus. When she first published it, it was in 1818. She published it anonymously at that point in time, and it's in 1831 where she does a revised edition of it, published under her own name, and that is a version that most people are probably familiar with at this point in time.
Now, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of a different author, but I remember hearing that amongst the people who were writing the short stories, that hers was the least popular at the time, despite how it eventually renowned it would be. But I could be thinking of another female author from the era. Someone correct me on that if I am wrong.
You might be, just because that story doesn't ring with what I was looking into, what I was reading up on Mary Shelley for this history section for, but who's to say? I'm sure someone will come at us in the comments and let us know what it is that you're thinking of. But we will move along, fast forwarding.
You finally made it, friends.
Thank you for the raid. Just in time to watch us fast forward a couple hundred years to 1992, specifically November 13th, 1992, to the release of Bram Stoker's Dracula in theaters, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, produced by his company American Zoetrope, and distributed by Columbia Pictures, starring Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, and Keanu Reeves, the Bill and Ted guy? Oh, I'll never see that guy again. So, Johnny, you've seen this movie.
Yes.
How do you like it? Because I like it. I think this movie's pretty neat. I think it's very visually inventive. It might be one of my favorite Francis Ford Coppola movies, truth be told.
Yeah, no, it's visually amazing. very dark, very macabre, like surreal as well. They do a great job of making Dracula feel ethereal. He has so many forms, like, bigger than life kind of idea. Really, the only negative is just Keanu Reeves cannot do whatever accent he is trying to do.
I know where the bastard sleeps,
Yeah, he's
etc.,
not acting
etc.
poorly outside of that. Just yeah, he could not do the voice. But yeah, no, great movie. Definitely worth a watch still.
No, absolutely. Gary Oldman fucking rocks it. In my mind, the Dracula I will always think of in my mind will always be Christopher Lee, the Hammer horror
Mhm.
Dracula, followed by, Bela Lugosi, and, that iconic portrayal. But the Gary Oldman portrayal of Dracula is definitely like, it's probably the most nuanced. It's probably the
Mhm.
most like emotional. It's probably the one that is like best, honestly. But
Yeah,
we should
and
mention.
I also want to say I think this film version is also very similar to like the Nosferatu story. I saw some like remake of Nosferatu that was made in like the 60s maybe, and it has like a very similar storyline
Is
as
that the
well.
one that who's the guy that Werner Herzog wanted to kill? That actor. uh, fuck, I'm gonna beat
That
myself up for
sounds
not
right.
memorizing
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one. There's even the documentary about them called My Favorite Fiend. I know who you're talking about, and it's going Klaus Kinski. Thank you, Klaus Kinski.
Ah,
Even yes, who I believe stars as Dracula in that movie. Unless I'm thinking of a different movie where he plays Nosferatu. Uh, Anyhow, this Dracula movie, before we get too deep down a tangent, grosses $215 million USD against a $40 million budget, so it is successful. It releases to some mostly positive critical reception. Again, a lot of the negative stuff is really honing in on the Keanu Reeves performance and how that seems to drag the movie down for some folk. But what do you get when you get a highly successful movie film? Why, you get video game tie-ins, and there were a number of them. But the one we're going to hone in on here is Bram Stoker's Dracula for the Sega CD. This was released in the latter half of 1993. Don't have an exact release date for this one, nor do we have one for the game we'll actually be playing tonight. We'll get into that in just a little bit. This does release contemporaneously with those aforementioned other versions of the game for the Super NES, the Sega Genesis, the NES, the Amiga, the Game Gear, the Game Boy. Those versions of the game developed by Traveler's Tales and Probe, with some involvement by Psygnosis. But the Sega CD game in particular is all Psygnosis's baby, published by Sony ImageSoft. Oh, there's also a DOS version of this. There's also a DOS Dracula game that we totally played on the show before. That's done by yet another studio by the name of Tag, I believe. And I think we played that in our Witness the Beginning of a Dark Universe episode for Halloween for October spooky season of 2025. I think it's the first game we play in that, so consider checking that fucking thing out. And we will certainly come back to that one in time because it was a curio. Anyhow, Psygnosis. They're a developer who's been around for a while, operating out of Liverpool, as mentioned, having been founded in 1984. Most of their early works focusing in on the microcomputers of the era, Amiga, ST, Commodore 64, Amstrad, so on and so forth. They do the highly influential Shadow of the Beast, sort of a graphic powerhouse for the consoles it released on, for the computers it released on. By the time they're getting into the 90s, they strike a deal with Sony ImageSoft, who was a branch of Sony, obviously, which had been in operation from 1989 to 1995 as a wing for publishing games. Not necessarily always movie tie-in games, despite the Sony branding there. In fact, I think their first ever release was the North American localization of Neketsu Koko Dodgeball Boo, better known as Super Dodgeball for the NES. So, you wouldn't expect that to be a Sony game, and yet it is. Anyway, Psygnosis gets into a deal with Sony ImageSoft to develop games on their behalf, tackling a lot of movie licensed games, including the likes of this here Bram Stoker's Dracula. Eventually, Psygnosis goes on to be absorbed completely by Sony Computer Entertainment, becomes Sony Computer Entertainment Studio Liverpool, works on a bunch of Formula One games and Wipeout games. So that's a whole history you can track there. But again, we're honing in on the 90s here. This game, this Bram Stoker's Dracula, is an action beat 'em up with FMV backgrounds, scrolling FMV backgrounds with digitized sprites cast in the front of it. It is a fucking clunker. It is a mishmash of ideas. It is not particularly good, but it is funny in its ways. It is amusing. It is fascinating to look at. I have a review here. This is from an issue of Games Master magazine. I believe this is issue 13, published December 1993. I do not have a link I can provide for this one, a scan of it. It's one of those ones that Future Publishing has sought to keep offline to make sure that no one can read this magazine.
Of course.
The fucking bastards. But I have at least a snippet here. We first reviewed this in issue 7 of Games Master, where it scored a resounding 13%. Sony Psygnosis withdrew the game and spent 2 months revamping it to bring it up to scratch. They failed, and appeared to have missed the point of all the complaints. The FMV is terrible, and the standard of the graphics hasn't improved much. The game is still a tedious beat-em-up, just like the movie, I don't think. It's the perfect example of one of those worst games for the system type things, because this is, without a doubt, the worst game on the Mega CD. Remember those Sega ads, kids. To be this good takes ages, but to be this bad takes Sony an extra 2 months development time. Biting. So I wish I could find that issue. I'm pretty sure I confirmed which issue, and it's just a matter of someone archiving that one, because I would like to read that and their original review of it.
Yeah. I just want to say, people in chat are shaming a mod. I'm not going to name names, but they're shaming one of the mods for being into a goth lady from a vampire film. And I just let them be. Let that guy enjoy what he's into, okay? whoever he is.
Whoever he may be. Ay. Let's move along to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, the movie film, released November 3rd, 1994, directed by and starring Kenneth Branagh, alongside the likes of Robert De Niro, Helena Bonham Carter, Tom Amadeus Mozart Hulch, and John Cleese. Did you recognize John Cleese in the movie, Johnny?
I couldn't figure out if it was him for the longest time. I thought it was someone doing like an impression of him because he looks so strange. Like he's got weird teeth in. I also think he was like put on a lot of weight at the time because he looks like someone pretending to be John Cleese. It's so strange.
Yeah, we'll get into that when we get into thoughts on the movie.
It's him.
We will get into that. First, I want to mention that this movie was produced by Francis Ford Coppola, hot off the success of his previous Dracula movie. He thought about directing this one, but ultimately decided to just produce it along with American Zoetrope, distribution by TriStar Pictures. This one goes on to gross $45 million against a $112 million budget, which is not good, not nearly as good, unless I have those numbers flipped around, which I'm going to double check now, and just so I don't embarrass myself too much here. Okay, so it grosses $112 million against a $45 million budget, so it does fine.
Mm-hmm.
I got my numbers transposed there for a second. It did come out to mixed to low critical reception, we will say. We will get into a little bit of that in a minute. First thing I got to mention about this movie is that Kenneth Branagh, are you familiar with this man and his works, Johnny?
Not by name. Maybe if you mention the works, I'll know.
Well, he's most famous for adapting, directing, and starring in 3 different Shakespeare films, which are all just fucking monuments to his ego, starting with Henry V and ending with his adaptation of Hamlet, which is a very self-indulgent 4-hour runtime piece of garbage I had to watch in an English class in high school. This guy, he came from the world of stage acting and then pivoted to film and was just given endless buckets of money to direct and star in his own movies, and apparently Francis Ford Coppola saw fit to hand him the reins for this one, to let him turn into a vanity project to himself. Apparently Francis Ford Coppola's only condition, the only thing that he said had to be done, is that you must cast Robert De Niro as Frankenstein's monster. This is non-negotiable, Kenneth Branagh, and so he did. So, with all that being said, hey Johnny, I made you watch this movie. What are your thoughts
Yeah.
on it?
Yeah, I can see why it got a mixed critical reception. It has a weird habit of trying to be serious at times and then comes off like really laughably goofy. A highlight of that is there's a scene where, Dr. Frankenstein, creates the creature for the first time, and he's trying to help it stand up, and it's covered in like whatever visceral chemicals he was made in, and they're slipping all over the place, and I don't know what they're going for, but it's hilarious.
Okay, so
It's like,
about that scene in particular, there's a work print cut of the movie that got that has scenes from it shown, deleted scenes or redone scenes. And originally during that scene, the entire time Frankenstein is trying to help his monster up, there's dialogue that gets cut from the final version. It was like, "Come on, get up, you're alive! Come on, get up, get up!" And it just goes on for like 5 minutes, and they should have kept that in, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, it was like bordering. It's like goofy, bordering on. This reminds me of those Nuru videos. What are those? I don't know what those are.
What's hilarious, by the way, is that this movie gets hammy. This movie gets
Yes.
over the top, and
Yeah.
during the
there's a
production.
great bit where. Oh, hang on.
Let me get this out.
Yeah.
During the marketing for this movie, Kenneth Branagh is doing interviews where he's talking about the original 1930s Frankenstein with Boris Karloff in, and he's just railing on the director for being so hammy and over the top and cheesy. And it's like, motherfucker, you made Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It's the movie you're promoting right now, you fucking hack.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to get that out. I was driving up the
that's
fucking
fair.
wall.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a great bit where Robert De Niro as the creature jumps off of a iceberg or something. They're in like an icy area to surprise him, and it goes in the slow-mo, and it looks, I don't know what they were going for. And then throws him off a cliff, and then he ends up in a ice slide tunnel. It's very strange. And yeah, saying that what's the name? Kenneth Branagh comes from theater does explain a lot. There's a very a theater acting kind of thing, especially to his performance. And the ego thing also kind of makes sense because when he's creating the creature, for some reason he's shirtless, and he's supposed to, he's playing like a doctor scientist, and he's he's not yoked or anything, but he's in pretty good shape for what's supposed to be an 18th century doctor smart ass.
I mean, credit where credit's due. Kenneth Branagh, he's a piece of ass. I mean, I would also be shirtless in movies if I had an impressive rack or whatever. I mean, I'd take every excuse possible.
Oh yeah, and then it made that the slime neuro massage scene happen as well. So again, don't know what they were going for. Maybe that is what they were going for. So kudos, you did well. And I think Robert De Niro does fine. This is a weird thing to say. The fact he looks like Robert De Niro actually kills it for me. Because I don't see Frankenstein's monster. I just see this Irish Italian American guy who's in this period piece. That's what it comes off like to me.
I mentioned for my part Tom Hulce, who plays Amadeus Mozart in Amadeus, and the entire time I'm watching the movie, I just am like, when's he gonna get on the piano? When's he gonna play a song for me? And and also Helena Bonham Carter as the love interest as Elizabeth in the movie is I've never much cared for her performances. I've never cared for her as an actress.
This
She's
is the
fine
best thing I've seen her in. Yeah,
this is
her best performance.
Because she's playing a normal human being. She's playing a normal fucking person, and that's where she should maybe stick to. Because I'm also a big Tim Burton hater, and a Johnny Depp hater to boot. Fair. So not my cup of tea.
Yeah, no. When she ends up, spoilers for this film, but she ends up becoming the bride, and she gets all grotesque. Despite the fact nothing that bad happens to her, that doesn't make sense. But whatever, it's thematic. I feel like this is what influenced her career from then on. She was oh yes, period piece, old school gothic imagery and dark, and she's that's it. That's my
present from me.
that's my thing for the rest of my career.
Gren Maju de Elza, thank you for the bits and the message.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
Bespoke et al. Bespoke et al. Bespoke et al. and etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
I'll mention, just to get my thoughts on the movie so we can move this along a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's I like the production value of it. I'm always going to be like a sucker for production value for like, like a big gothic movie that is a period piece that it strives for some degree of accuracy, and just the lavish fucking sets, and Kenneth Branagh's performance is fine. It's not like the worst thing. Robert De Niro is fine. He's too hammy. He's too over the top. He's too cartoonish. He's as cartoonish as he is in the fucking Rocky and Bullwinkle live action CG hybrid movie where he plays the bad Russian guy whose name I can't remember. So this is a performance in very much of that cloth, cut of that same cloth, which is not what you should be saying for a fucking Frankenstein adaptation. Also, there's a whole lot of incest in this. There's a lot of incest in this.
I almost forgot that. Yeah, like, to their credit, it is via adoption, but the characters are way too comfortable referring to each other as siblings while making out. It is very strange.
And then the father is just like, yeah, no, get married. No, it's awesome, actually. Before I die, I want to see you two married. And I definitely want to know that you have a honeymoon. I definitely want to be alive long enough for you to have your honeymoon. And it's just like, ah! Anyhow, the book does not have that plot line, believe it or not. But this is,
that's funny
that.
Because I heard it was more book accurate. So I guess that was
It is the most book accurate adaptation of Frankenstein. It is, by significant volume, to this point in time, the most faithful to the original book, like having Frankenstein's monsters speak and like hiding out and watching, observing a family to relearn language, and making the bargain with Victor Frankenstein that, hey, make me a bride and then I'll fuck off forever and I'll leave you be.
Okay.
Like, that's all from the book. And you wouldn't know any of that to watch like the 1930s Frankenstein, which is the superior movie, which, 1930s Frankenstein fucking rules. It's great. It is a reinterpretation, but it so much better understands the assignment in terms of like how to adapt Frankenstein and to, get across the subtleties of who is the real monster here and all that. It's just so unambiguous because Kenneth Branagh has like no restraint whatsoever. Speaking of people who have bones to pick with Kenneth Branagh, there was an interview conducted with Frank Darabont, who wrote the second draft of the who edited the screenplay for this movie. Famous director of a famous writer, I should say, of The Shawshank Redemption, of the good parts of The Walking Dead, et cetera, The Mist. So this is an interview conducted with CreativeScreenwriting.com, where Frank Darabont reflects on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, calling it the best script I ever wrote and the worst movie I've ever seen. He goes on to say this. There's a weird doppelganger effect when I watch the movie. It's kind of like the movie I wrote, but not at all like the movie I wrote. It has no patience for subtlety. It has no patience for quiet moments. It has no patience, period. It's big and loud and blunt and rephrased by the director at every possible turn. Cumulatively, the effect was a totally different movie. I don't know why Branagh needed to make this big, loud film. The material was subtle. Shelley's book was way out there in a lot of ways, but it's also very subtle. I don't know why it had to be this operatic attempt at filmmaking. Shelley's book is not operatic. It whispers at you a lot. The movie was a bad one. That was my Waterloo. That's why I really got my ass kicked most as a screenwriter. Branagh really took the brunt of the blame for that film, which was appropriate. The movie was his vision entirely. If you love that movie, you can throw all your roses at Ken Branagh's feet. If you hated it, throw your spears there too, because that was his movie. End quote. When the writer of the film is saying that, what more needs to be said by us? Let's get this show back on the road with the video game tie-ins to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein that were imminent. Bit Studio were contracted by Sony ImageSoft to develop versions for the SNES and Genesis. These are very traditional action platformers in which you play as Frankenstein's monster, being the real like novel turn for them, sort of casting him as more of the hero, more of the protagonist in those games. And a similar idea is had as Psygnosis are tapped by Sony ImageSoft to develop another Sega CD game. I guess they loved their work on Bram Stoker's Dracula for the Sega CD so much, they just had to see what else they could cook, what else they had up their sleeve. And this game that we're going to play in just a little bit was advertised. It was marketed in some capacity. Very specifically, there is this copy off the back of the manual of the release of Three Ninjas Kick Back and Hook. another double deal compilation for the Sega CD. So just to explain what double deals are, this was a gimmick that for value releases for the Sega CD sort of later in its lifespan, where they would publish a game, it would do whatever numbers it did, and then they would re-release it and then tack on a game that had not been individually released to try and like double the numbers, to try and like get more numbers for the original game with the proposition of adding another game to it. So it's a value proposition for the consumer, and it helps them bolster numbers in some sort of weird backwards way. And so you get for example, a combination pack of Three Ninjas Kick Back and Hook. Two very disparate movies there. Another one, another famous one, is Malibu Interactive's Ultraverse Prime being bundled with Psygnosis' Microcosm as a double deal for the Sega CD. But you're looking at this here. This is the back of the manual for that Three Ninjas Kick Back Hook compilation, in which you can see that they are planning on distributing Mary Shelley's Frankenstein individually as a standalone product, boasting of its 2 gameplay views, isometric and forced isometric, and offering enhanced 3D environments, digitized scenes from the movie, 6 huge levels of action, so on, so forth. Fantastic assortment of bosses, including outlaws, landlords, and wolves. Sure. So unfortunately for Psygnosis, their game, I believe it probably like lingers a bit in development, or otherwise the reception to the movie at large scares them off of putting out a standalone release for the game. And so despite finishing the game, having it ready to go at a certain point, the decision is made from on high to bundle it with their previous Bram Stoker's Dracula game for the Sega CD. So the only way you could get hands on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein for the Sega CD was to buy another copy of Bram Stoker's Dracula for the Sega CD. Buy one, get one free. It is unfortunate. It also means that the game never released outside of North America. A big reason for that being that these like value packs, I guess, would have been harder to arrange for a European release, or I don't know. It's really hard. There's so little information regarding the release of this game. Absolutely no development insights into it. And the fact that we don't even have like a solid release date that we can pin down for it. I can only say that it's Q4 of 1994, just based on, when reviews for the game started coming out, which would have been, at the earliest, January 1995. I think there's maybe one that was December 1994. But again, it's just, it wasn't even covered by that many people, because the nature of this coming out as a double disc deal type thing meant that a lot of outlets just outright ignored it, thought it was just a re-release, didn't recognize that Mary Shelley's Frankenstein was debuting in this form factor. So that would have hurt its ability to like make a mark on the audience. Now, there were a couple reviews. I do have a couple here. I have a high and a low. The high one comes from GamePro US issue number 68. This is published March 1995. This is a 70% scoring review by BroBuzz for GamePro. You want to read this one?
Yeah. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein mixes an action/adventure game with one-on-one fighting. However, as Frankenstein knows, building something from disparate parts can produce mixed results. The lengthy treks to collect puzzle-solving objects are challenging, but ultimately a no-brainer. The graphic quality is wide-ranging. The 3D cinematics look amazing, but the side view visuals are flat. The 3/4 overhead look just reveals dull scenery. Moreover, the limping Frankenstein looks like the Addams family's Uncle Fester. Frankenstein comes bundled with Bram Stoker's Dracula, another frightfully average CD game. This 2-for-1 deals okay. ... at discount.
And then in classic GamePro fashion, they have pro tips underneath the screenshots. This is where, shoot the cyber demon until it dies comes from, and so forth. But what's their pro tip, Johnny?
Their pro tip is it's easy to find items, but you might need to use them elsewhere.
Ooh, glad I got that tip. That's going to really help us out in the playthrough, I think. I think that's really going to come in clutch. For a negative scoring review, we have Next Generation Magazine in their second issue, published February 1995, a 2 out of 5 star scoring review. We have a link to this one as well. Who would have ever thought Frankenstein Retold is a combination RPG and fighting game? As Frankenstein's monster, the player limps through 7 stages, working through puzzles and taking time out for unlikely kickboxing matches with mutants, villages, and Dr. Frankenstein himself. From a conceptual standpoint, this makes no sense at all. We doubt Mary Shelley was much of a fan of Street Fighter. However, while the control is stilted and the puzzles are a little obscure, it has a nice atmospheric look, and the rotoscoped animation is fine. It takes some work to get into, but if you stick with it, the game has its mild rewards. So even for like the 2 out of 5 and even for the low end of reviews, they're still like, yeah, you know, maybe there's something to this. Maybe there's something to be said for it. Maybe your mileage may vary, etc., which is, you know, fair. But will we be as fair to this game? Will we? Stuart Ashton points out that everyone knows that Mary Shelley was more into Mortal Kombat. That's right. She drew her line. She drew her allegiance. Drew her line in the fucking sand when it came to her fighting game franchises. Anyway, how about we get to the game, huh? How about we get to the business of actually playing Mary Shelley's Frankenstein?
Yeah. Now, I will say from the front, the premise of this game being like a point-and-click-esque adventure game mixed with one-on-one fighting seems strange. And then I saw the film and was like, actually, that does kind of make sense with how the action scenes are in that film.
Not to say that there's too many of them, but there is it is fisticuffs, for whatever it's worth. So
yeah, no, it's close to just doing like wrestling moves on people in that scene. Hey!
No
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very kindly. Slime appears, and we hit our sub goal of 100. So that'll do it for our sub goal for now. Well, thank you very kindly indeed, and your reward for your allegiance. And as a thank you, we'll get to this stupid video game now.
Yeah.
That's a spicy meatball!
Good work. Dino Gem awarded.
Dino Gems too. My cup runneth over.
A little bit pleased with yourself, ain't you? And rightly so. Rightly so.
It's gonna load now. This is a Sega CD after all.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping I have all this configured correctly. It's one of those games where it's constantly changing aspect ratio, where different games or different like screens within the game operate completely differently. So I'm just having to stretch this out to 4:3. I'm just having to fill the frame with this.
Yeah, I wonder why with early CD-based systems that was so often a thing, that changing resolution thing.
Slime Appears follows up their generous gift by saying, by the way, Bad Game Hall of Fame remains a big inspiration for my own work. Cheers to you all. Well, thank you very kindly. Glad we can be of some inspiration. Glad we can help in that sort of way. And please to check out Slime Appears. Oh, Psygnosis. Gone too soon? I guess it did fine. I guess they lasted long enough. They lasted long enough to become the Wipeout developers, which is not a bad way to go out.
But then getting shut down and then getting brought back from the dead like Frankenstein's monster. And then some real bad stuff happened to that new version of them. It's... Ooh. That'll have to be a history for another time, maybe.
So 64 colors simultaneously. Yeah. More than enough. I believe... Okay, so I think there might be like some scenes from the movie digitized for this, but for the most part, it is original CGI.
Yeah.
It is homespun 3D graphics, the likes of which you're seeing here.
I mean, in theory, that's the better choice, because you could render to the limit of this color range. No, it doesn't quite look like that's what they did. But it probably looks better than if they had actually just compressed and converted the film footage.
No doubt. There's plenty of examples of that on the Sega CD, boy howdy. of this taking stuff on film, shot on video, and then trying to compress it for this, and usually not filling up as much as the frame either. The fact that this fills out the horizontal resolution.
Yeah. It's a rarity.
Get a load of this apparatus. I think we need a few more. Let's spin around it a few more times to really appreciate how much work went into this 3D model.
But the movie did like spinning camera shots, so you got to keep it accurate. God, there's so many weird dialogue scenes where people are talking and the camera is just doing loops around them. It's so strange.
You got to keep a camera moving.
You know, I don't know if you do. Okay, what is going on here? Was there some rule about how they had to use up so much disk space?
Triple AAA in chat says we paid a lot for this animation software and we're gonna use it, damn it.
Yeah. Oh, here's the primordial ooze.
I drink that. Put that in a can.
Oh yeah, the coffin juice.
I think part of it is amniotic fluid. That's one of the cutaway shots they do, so. There's also electric eels in it.
Yeah. Yep.
Is it alive yet? Can we confirm whether or not it is alive? It is alive. Like, you know, we're shitting on this, but, you know, this would have impressed someone at the time. Like, to cram this much video into your video game. All right, show us the hand knocking against the glass.
Yep. Look at the crank.
All right, enough of this shit. Let's get the show on the road. Let's push that off. I ain't got the time to wait for it to open fully.
Good work. Dino Gem awarded.
I'll pass that Dino Gem along to the team at Psygnosis or whoever they contracted to do the 3D graphics. Well, here we are. Main menu time. We have a start game. We have load game.
Yeah.
We can practice fights. Curious to have on the main menu, but sure.
Yep.
By the way, every time I press left, this whole animation has to play out. I'm tapping left.
Yeah.
Tapping left. So to get from the left-hand side of the screen to the right-hand side of the screen takes 4 seconds before you can actually go from start to options.
Whoa. Yeah, very extra.
Turn those animations off if we wanted. We can test some of the CD music. Yeah, that's some CD music, all right. And those are our options. No look at the controls, but you can always consult the manual for such things. The manual also sets up, you know, the events leading up to this moment in the game. You know, some of the movie, or as much of the movie as they care to follow here anyway.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, is that this is going to deviate almost immediately from the movie film, despite taking place in the same sort of setting. Basically, the diversion point is where Frankenstein's monster comes to life. as we are going to embody that character
Yeah.
and quickly set about going on our own business.
Yeah, I do have some info about the practice here. I had to look this up because I don't know much about England. So it turns out in American English, the noun and the verb for practice is spelled with a C.
Yes,
but
it is. The correct way.
apparently, in English, if you're using it as a verb, it's practice, which I didn't know. I don't know if we even do that here anymore, honestly. So,
Well, speaking
and again,
of verbs,
really funny for a game that was a North American exclusive to do it that way.
I waited so long that I think it cut to the credits. I think it's just like, well,
Oh, game's over.
that was a fast one. No. We'll save the credits for after we beat the game.
Yeah.
But to beat the game, we got to start it first. Oh, no, not from here. No.
Gotta earn them.
Can't skip this.
That's a weird way to do that.
They were very impressed by this logo. And thought players would be too. All right. Let there be lightning. No sound effect for this. No audio accompaniment to this.
Yeah. They spent all their audio budget on that opening one.
Do you want me to press something, game? Do you want me to... Oh, nope. Didn't need to press anything.
I just love lingering on shots, I guess. Oh.
Well, here we are.
Wow, just straight into it.
Yeah. Yeah, we are Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Look at us go. We are Robert De Niro.
Hey, I'm Robert De Niro.
Urgh, electric eels.
Ugh, gross.
Ew. So this is the adventure game portion of the game.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part where we walk around and... Ouch! That's acid! What a clumsy monster. Okay. So we are wandering around, and as we wander around, pay close attention to the top of the screen, to the heads-up display. Notice how there is a window wherein objects that are nearby appear, and by interacting using the A button, we can pick up said objects from the environment. I would rather have things like indicating where stuff is in the environment, like little arrows pointing at them or little glowies, whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. But at least there's something here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when adventure games just let you, hey, tell me where the items are on the screen, that was a game changer.
We can also investigate the items. This is acid spray. The label says, stand next to the target and depress the plunger. Can I get a close-up on that bread? Hell yes.
Yeah.
Can I eat that bread? Did you hear him say,
Yeah.
Hell yes. All right.
So I see you have a heart meter. What's the green ticks?
They've been dissolved by the acid. They won't trouble me now. Okay, so the green bar is our health. The hearts are how many lives we have. We ate the bread and it overflowed the health meter to where we're in a new life.
Ah, okay.
Which is a strange way to do it, but the way they chose to do it nonetheless. Gren Maju asks, is the music playing right now CD quality? Sounds like it could be MIDI. I think this is whatever, MIDI equivalent, Red Book, what have you. I think this is sequenced music.
I mean, it's sequenced, but the samples are very compressed. Sounds like a Game Boy Advance almost.
Oh, fuck this!
Oh!
I think we got got.
What? That's scary.
Welcome to Fighting Games.
Yeah.
This is just a mutant, one of Victor Frankenstein's other experiments, I suppose. We got moves. We got punches, we got kicks, we got tackles, running tackles. We do have a block for whatever that's worth.
So yeah, I could tell you some moves. A is your hook punch, B is your thrust kick, Forward A is push
He does a
attack.
little bow. He does a little bow at the end, a little curtsy to be like, "Ah, yes, well fought."
Yeah, he knows the way of man.
All right, and whatever's in the storeroom is ours. Chloroform makes me feel sleepy.
Why'd you smell it?
I mean, we're just brought to life at this point. Which in the
I
movie,
know, but
he's
he
basically
already
brought
knows
to
what
life.
electric eel and bread is.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that in this version of the story, Frankenstein is monster already has consciousness, already has awareness, already knows how to read, and even how to speak, which will dramatically change the course of events. All right, so I think we're gonna have to decide who's Victor Frankenstein, who's Frankenstein's monster. Do you got
I
a
wanna
good
be-
Robert De Niro in you?
Hell no, I'll do Frankenstein. I'll
All
do
right,
some
in that case.
acting.
All right, in that case, I will be Frankenstein's monster by way of Robert De Niro. Hey, please, you gotta help me.
You speak.
Yes, I speak and I read and I think and I know the ways of man. I know not where this knowledge comes from, but I remember.
Trace memories in the brain, perhaps?
You are my creator. Why am I here?
Oh God, what have I done? You are an vile abomination.
You talking to me? You talking to me? Because there ain't no one else in this room. There's no one.
Come on then, that I may extinguish the spark that I so neglectfully bestowed.
Negligently.
I know, I fucked up halfway through
It's
that.
all right. Don't worry. If this was a film, you'd have a take two, but alas, we're live streaming for the internet. So hey, check this out. I'm going to show two possible outcomes here. So, he can walk up to us. We can fight our creator. Look at him stanced up.
Yeah. In a way, this is technically accurate. Like, Victor's first response is to grab an axe and immediately try and kill the creature.
So, I could win this fight if I so chose to. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I tried to rewind to show the other outcome, and I crashed. All right, I'm going to switch emulators, because I think I chose the wrong emulator from the start there. I chose the wrong core. So this time around, we're going to change it up. We'll get quickly into the game, as quickly as it will allot me to.
Yeah. See, Gren Maju in chat asking why it's turned to a fighting game. Yeah, who knows? But again, weirdly, the movie does have a couple of like action fighting scenes with like wire work and stuff, so it's technically the closest to the movies you could get.
All right, back again. Back at it at Victor Frankenstein's lab. Right, acid there. Watch out for that. That'll cost us. Eat the bread.
Yep.
Grab the chloroform. So what I'm wanting to show here... Oh, this isn't the chloroform, this is the acid. We're going to get the chloroform.
Yeah.
What I want to show here is, what I have read is that there are multiple solutions to many of the puzzles in this game. That fights are largely avoidable, barring ones that you have to engage with for the sake of the story or what have you. Like this one. This one, to get the chloroform, I need to deal with this mutant. Luckily, I got
in
the
terms
moves.
of the moves, it's all like directions. So forward and a button, down and a button, jumping and a button. So I don't know. Is jumping up in this?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Look at that. That's good.
I just like my running tackle.
Yeah. Honestly, I love this original creature design. It doesn't really fit the art style of the creature. It looks very different. But, yeah, honestly, a cool design.
And well fought. With that, we've earned the right to pick up some chloroform. We should investigate the chloroform as well. Yeah, well, I tapped a button on the D-pad and that cut away.
Yeah.
But it's to show that you can get close-ups on the items in the game that you pick up, if you so choose to investigate them. And just to be safe, let me quick save here. Though I think this one, this emulator is fine with me rewinding. This core is fine with me rewinding.
Yeah.
Yes, we've had this conversation before. Oop! I pressed B and C at the same time. Pressing B and C at the same time opens up the save menu and completely breaks the dialogue, completely breaks the game. So let us rewind a little bit more.
Oh yeah, just while you're doing this, I'll just mention, because Gren Marshu's asked about Sharky. Sharky is currently on... Oh, sorry, something in my throat. Is on sabbatical, just having a bit of a vacation. But they will be returning, hopefully soon, because something big is happening at the end of the month. I'm getting teary-eyed already. Feel like an anime fan on prom night.
So, I could get into the fight, or access inventory...
Hey!
Use chloroform, knock his ass out,
Yeah.
and skip that fight.
I like that, honestly. There aren't many, of this style of adventure games that do the multiple solution thing, so it's cool to see, actually.
No, I will always appreciate an adventure game that's like, okay, well, if you can't figure out one of our stupid solutions, maybe you'll figure out this other one. Or maybe you don't want to engage with this mechanic. So on and so forth. We have a key now. Let's take a look at that key. That's a key, all right. It's a key if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
I think I need to unlock this before I go through this door. It's quite a puzzle I have here, quite a quandary.
We should have asked Will Sasso. He would have done a good Robert De Niro.
Ah, freedom.
Okay, I'm guessing what it is. You mentioned that this video is actually full screen. It's also a decent frame rate. I bet that's why there's no audio outside of the intro where it had music. And I guess they couldn't come up with music for all of the scenes, maybe?
Who is to say? We are now in the town of Ingolstadt, Germany. And let us see the perspective shift.
Yeah, Triple AA in chat also mentions, I thought knocking Victor out is the intended solution because he's really damn hard to fight.
Some people might prefer to fight. Some people, it's entirely your preference.
Yeah.
Go away, you hideous inbreed. No, that's not nice at all.
It isn't, no.
Yeah, when Frankenstein's monster gets out into the village in the movie, everyone assumes he has cholera.
Yeah.
So everyone gangs up on him, tries to kill him.
Help! Get us out of here!
So I happen to know that we can fight the dog if we so chose to. I don't want to do that. I'm going to try to find a more peaceful solution, potentially, to free those prisoners. Why are they imprisoned? Who knows? So here we go from screen to screen, looking for safe passage.
I'll definitely say on those, almost top-down view screens, he does look a bit Uncle Festery.
I think I took some damage there from the spiders. Yep, I think I'm going to have to find some sort of way to rid the building of those spiders before I can proceed through. And grab whatever elixir is sitting on the counter over there. Oh, I found ourselves another passage.
Well, Bester, Zuchir, hope I got that right, said, "Can you fight the pigs?"
No such luck.
Ah.
You also cannot pet the
pigs.
dog.
Yeah.
Sad to say. I can gesture towards the dog.
Yeah. Does that pot have a face on it?
Hey, you get out of my shop. And then it immediately kicks us out.
Wow, that was very quick, yeah.
Get lost, freak. Mean, rude.
I like everyone's mean, but no one is going to do anything about it, really. Just going to moan at you.
Well, this is the store owner's house. We can waddle around in here to our heart's content.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like there's anything I can pick up at this current juncture. I want out. Now, I'm going to say, I vaguely know what to do with this part of the game. But, you know, have the guide ready just in case.
Mm-hmm.
In case I get lost, in case I can't find where I'm meant to navigate on these given screens. Right now, what I'm trying to do is, well, I bet these guys are going to be trouble. But hey, trouble, rather than have trouble find me, I'd rather find trouble.
Oh.
Ay,
Oh,
ay,
no.
ay.
Yeah.
I think I got a strategy, though. Maybe not a winning strategy. I think he picked up on my move. I think he figured out what I was doing.
Yeah.
At least he's honorable. So yeah, I think we do want to avoid combat wherever possible, unless it's someone who is easily exploited. But you'll notice that it just kicks us back here. It's like, alright, we're not going to make you do that fight again, but I will break into the city guard's room here. Looking for spoils of war and not finding any. Can I go through this door at least? Perhaps. So, a problem with this game is that you can't investigate objects. You can't, like, you know, ask the game, hey, what is this? Where am I? What is this? It's only concerned with things that you can pick up.
Yeah, that's a little odd.
Like, it would be nice to have, like, you know, some sort of clues in the way of, hey, this is a locked cellar. Would be nice if I had a key. Right?
It's weird, at least with the damaging stuff, it was giving you some hints there.
This is
at least
the
telling you,
jailer's
this
house.
is what's damaging you. Hello, jailer.
I'm thirsty. You got anything to drink?
Yeah, I stumbled because I couldn't figure out who was talking. You spoiled for a fight, son. I imagine that's what you sound like.
So, it seems to me like we could get this guy a drink. Though we might have to, because I would like to fight him. I could just as easily knock this dude out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But,
I know somewhere you've been has an item you didn't pick up.
The alchemist lab?
Yeah.
Did they have any recommendation for dealing with the spiders on that screen?
Yes. Yep. They'll head to the very bottom of the screen when they are moving away from you. It's basically it. Yeah. So it's just timing.
Yeah, and here I assumed I would have had to have, like, found some sort of solution that involved, like, killing the spiders. Yeah. But no, they are easily dodged enough. Okay, now I see the sequence of events in my mind. The rest should fall into place. So we have the drink. I will give the drink to the jailer. Let me take a look at the drink first. Let's see what this even is. Sleeping potion. Yep. Convenient. I bet he'll just drink it without even thinking fucking twice about it. Great. Okay, I will take the key to the cells. Can't use that here. It's not a key for this door.
Oh, no, I remember that pro tip about using items elsewhere.
Ooh, yeah, you know. They were looking out for us, Game Pro.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I happen to know that what needs to be done here, what can be done here, is to, I need to get the legs of meat in this store. But if we approach the counter, we get kicked out immediately by the shopkeeper.
Get out, my store!
So I'm assuming what we need to do is distract the shopkeeper.
Yeah, I know there's a stable somewhere with horses.
All right, I'll keep a lookout for that. Because I think, like, I am vaguely familiar with what's meant to happen here, how we're meant to distract the shopkeeper, and I know it has to do something with that candelabra. But if I can find the horse's stable, or if you can find a way to find me where the horse's stable is.
Yeah, keep going left. It says go to the far left, and then there's an archway. Let me double check how it's written.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, hide to the far left and over the archway to enter the stables.
Over the archway.
So it's... I assume it's one of these buildings above you?
Well, we've been through all these before. This one was the soldiers' quarters.
Huh.
The one on the right is the drunken jailer.
Yeah.
Maybe bring up the long play, unless it's that door here. But the problem is that there's these guards on patrol, and I'm
Oh,
worried-
wait. You see that that wooden fence below, and there's like moving pixels.
Oh yeah, it looks like a chicken.
I bet it's that. Yeah.
How do I get
Something
into
like
it?
that maybe. You know, I am gonna look up that long play.
Yeah, because I can't interact with this in any capacity.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wordy one, that guy.
Yeah, so here's part of the problem is that, again, for an adventure game, people are asking in chat, like, what's wrong with this game? I would say a big part of it is the adventure gameplay being kind of half-baked. Is that the parts where you're meant to, like, figure out solutions are very poorly explained, and you're not given any sort of context clues or investigate button to help you along your way, which is a big problem.
Yeah. And at the very least, like, just putting icons where doors and things are. You know, one of the benefits when you do it with, like, a mouse cursor, for example, is that the cursors will, like, change sometimes to show, like, oh, there's something here. And we don't have that luxury.
Just trying to bang my head against this. There's nothing I can interact with there.
Oh, sorry, you need to go back to the previous screen. I think that's where I got lost. Where the blacksmith was.
All right.
Yeah, that archway, sorry.
Okay, well, benefit of watching video rather than a text guide.
I'm at least seeing in the guide. I don't think the actual puzzles are the hard part. It just seems to be knowing what a location is. This
A
bag
bag full of pellets. Look at that cat up there.
Oh, I like that cat.
All right, horsey. Let me take a look at this bag of pellets first. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I need to tempt the horse away from the carts. Okay. There we go.
Hey, look at that.
All right, where does this put us? Why does this put us?
There's something nearby you can pick up.
There it is.
There you go.
Some dry hay.
There we go.
Someone is revving up a motorcycle outside of my door right now, and I'm not appreciative. But I think I know what I must do. Might even be able to do it in a timely fashion. You know what makes a good fire starter?
Yeah, a twisted fire starter.
Well, first of all, let me...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's dry hay, all right. That's right, fuck you! Fucking
Immediate escalation there.
some tasty chicken. It's all worth
Oh,
it for
hell
a
yeah.
leg of fucking chicken. You know, it's their fault for being a dickhead to us, I'm gonna say. First and foremost, you know. Oh, good doggy, though. Let's get out of here. And he'll deal with that, I suppose. He'll get that figured out real good. He'll figure out how to quell a fire in the 1700s. I'm sure they had real good mechanisms for doing that. All right. One last look at this tasty leg of chicken before... good. Enjoy! I can't use that here. Use it here, though.
There we go. Oh, they gone already.
My work here is done. I have let these prisoners free. I'm sure their crimes were, nothing too big. Oh!
Yeah.
A fine distraction for me. Now, theoretically, What if I had just fought those guards and been really good at fighting guards? Could I have skipped doing any of those puzzles, any or all of those puzzles, just to work my way through those guards to out here? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that. That's neat to me.
Yeah.
Having the options. This is always what I want to have in an adventure game, is the option, the ability to say, like, oh, what if I don't want to actually solve puzzles? You know, is a stupid way to play an adventure game, granted. Or, you know, at the very least, having alternate solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple ways to skin a cat. Oh, those birds are not particularly high quality. Off to the forest we go. Meet Hansel and Gretel, no doubt. Fuck.
Yep. Okay, I can tell you the utmost path will lead you nowhere.
Let's see what
And
happens. Let me just see what happens. Knowing that it leads nowhere. Okay. Straight up a dead end.
Yep. And heading to the upright of it, while at the top of the screen, will take you to the leftmost path. A glitch they left in the game. That's from the guide, so I'm not sure exactly where that is.
Oh, I found something or other here.
Yeah, they say head to the right path. And when you reach the next screen... Alright. Oh dear.
I mean, I saved, I believe. Did I save? Did I remember to save?
Yeah. Kind of wish there was a map or something. Yeah, the guy does mention this place is quite complex and you can loop and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would maybe not have put this in. I would have maybe not done this, not tortured players with this. But
Very
I'm
early
also
on as well.
the maze hater.
Again, I think you do something like this. Give players a map.
Or just give Frankenstein's monster the option to burn down the entire forest, so it's just a straight shot. You can just look straight ahead and be like, ah, there's where I wanted to go.
Time, your fate will be sealed, Superman.
Oh,
I accidentally found something. A barn. A pair of shears. I better be careful. They are sharp. Is that something on the floor? That looks like a pickup on the floor, but it's not. It's just a errant pixel.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have a pair of shears, and I have a heart, too. Oh. Smells terrible, but might be useful. Let's take a look at these things, the 3D renders for these. I'm assuming this is fertilizer,
nice.
manure.
Yeah.
I know that manure is nutritious, but I am not hungry just now. I tried to eat it.
Oh.
They are too big to cut my toenails, and there's nothing else to cut in here. So you can look at the objects and try to use them in spots where they are maybe not necessarily meant to be used.
Yeah.
And those are the lump sum of your uses of your context clues and so forth. I'm assuming it's a good thing that I picked those up.
Well, I assume so, yeah. I know there's plenty... Oh, that's a skunk.
Here, skunky, skunky. You want some manure? Alright, so I press down here, and this takes us in a different direction.
I am Headful in chat asking, is Frankenstein quippy like that in the movie? No.
Oh, great, more fucking spiders.
No, he's a very somber, introspective character.
Oh.
Yeah, our biggest threat. Forget the pitchforks. By the way, you know what movie is awesome? Young Frankenstein.
Yes.
That was great. I think I put that on last Halloween. I was just like, oh no, this is just great.
I'm winging it at this point.
Yeah. I know somewhere right on some screen.
You know, I am recognizing that the foliage they have here is unique.
Oh.
on a per-screen
Yeah,
basis. Like, this is very close to the beginning where we started.
Yeah, okay. Yes, I think this is the... Yes, the camp.
The Outlaws camp at that. Oop, is that a necklace there? Oh, hot soup. My favorite. You know, beggars can't be choosers anyway, but... Yum, 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 yum.
Mm-hmm.
So, just tell me, is there anything I can do on the screen?
You can take that necklace.
I would love to, but
I'm just... the guide reckons... There we go.
a lovely pearl necklace. I wonder if they are real pearls. Ooh, aren't they lovely? Blank pity, they do not fit my petite neck. Let's take a look at that.
And then... Yep. And then we want to try and get back to the four-way path and head down.
I think I can do that. Oh. A charm. You missed this.
Oh. I did miss that, sorry.
That's alright, we'll live.
Okay. I see this guy. Yeah, this guy does have a way to mark items in the text.
So if we want to get back to the four-way split, that should be up here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You want to go left. Down was where you got to that barn, and you've done that already.
All right, very good. So this is actually not as bad. And you know what it is? I'm going to compliment the game here. Even though I fucking hate mazes and would rather this not be a part of the game, they, with these, you know, forest backgrounds, these generic trees and whatnot, this foliage is distinct enough that they work as landmarks. These work effectively and appropriately as landmarks to where I recognize the path to and from, having traveled it. So where to from here?
Keep going left.
Yeehaw!
I should have banked to say something nice. But I do have another one up my sleeve, which is that I just like the premise of playing it as Frankenstein's monster. Left or down?
Keep going left.
That ultimately, I think the best way to do a Frankenstein game is to have you play the monster and have them be sympathetic. Left or down?
Yeah, I believe you just have to keep going left here.
Fuck's sake. There's another Frankenstein game that does something similar to this. It's the Tim Curry Frankenstein FMV game, Frankenstein Through the Eyes of the Monster.
Oh, yeah.
Where you play as Frankenstein's monster, and he's a sympathetic character in that too, and Victor Frankenstein is unambiguously the evil one.
Yeah.
So we're sort of
curious about that one, because I've seen clips, and yeah, as you'd expect, Tim Curry is great.
chewing that scenery like fucking gum.
Yeah.
Good morning. What a surprise. I do not get many visitors. Your face looks like it has been sewed up. Are you all right? Yeah, I was cut badly. Oh, you poor dear. It wasn't from fighting the outlaws, was it? They are a real nuisance around here. Yeah, it actually was. You know, only yesterday they stole my beautiful pearl necklace. You mean this one? Is this your necklace I found in the camp? Yes, oh, thank you so much. Here, have these as a reward. Roasted chicken and cookies.
Hell yeah.
Not my favorites, though. Also, I like how with her job done, the lady just fucks off screen. Never to be seen again, presumably.
So.
How about these cookies? Cookies from Grams. Anything else I can pilfer here? Anything else I can help myself to? Ooh, I like my little shuffle there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Woo! Cha-cha, real smooth. Nah,
Nope.
you can leave now. And I believe this screen as well, yeah.
Yeah, on these screens, there's nothing to interact with. Or at least, at the very least, nothing to pick up. When if you don't have the heads-up display.
Yeah.
K Vector points out we could use that chicken to skip a fight, if they recall correctly. Probably against, like, some wolves or something. But, you know, I chose to eat it. And I'll live with the consequences of that choice. But that is good to know.
Okay. So if you head down twice.
It's just like in Colossal Cave Adventure where you can eat the food, but then you deny yourself
And then
a
go
solution to a
right.
puzzle.
And yes, this should be where the spiders are.
I believe you're correct.
Mm-hmm. And you want to go right again.
So that's right is up
Oh, that's
to the screen with a whole bunch of pretty flowers on it.
it. Then head right once more. I'll know once you get to this next screen. Yes.
Yeah, I think this would have been who we could have given the chicken to.
Yeah, it's funny. The guide reckons you can't avoid this fight, so...
Well, we missed fighting the
Interesting.
dog back in the city, so...
Yeah.
Jeez Louise!
Damn. He's way weaker than he is in the film. Yeah, sweep the leg.
Brutal.
Let's
Yeah, I
see.
would have preferred not to fight this thing, but as it stands, I will commit. So what I will do, let's give me a fairer shot here. Let's quick save, and let's also hard save. Why not, right? Might as well show the save system.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's there he is. There's Robert De Niro.
I'm Robert De
As a-
Niro. I'm Frankenstein's
a-
monster.
There's a bunch of Jello.
All right, does the guy have any
blocking-
advice?
Yes, block the charge attack, and then do the running headbutt. And yep, that's it.
Simple cycle.
Hey, good. Yeah, for some extra. Trying to figure out who that is in the top between the health bar. If that's supposed to be Victor Frankenstein.
We do take tick damage. Is part of the problem here. So we can block, but it will hurt us. So I need to get those extra
Yeah.
punches in, for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's all. That's all the guide says.
Brutal.
I will have a quick gander at the long play and
fuck's
see if there's
sake.
any cool fighting techniques there.
They might just use the chicken, honestly.
No, they fight.
Oof. Trip him up, trip him up. I just gotta not get greedy with it. The problem is that I'm always greedy when it comes to fighting games.
Yeah.
That I hate blocking. Yep, there we go.
If you ever get them in the corner, it looks like you can use low kicks and punches to mess them up for a while.
Oh, fuck that.
I'm
Let me-
liking a lot of the music in this. It might not be appropriate for the action on the screen.
I think it's more than appropriate. I think it's perfect. Okay, so here's a problem. I don't know how I'm going to demonstrate this, but if I'm standing and blocking and I press down, it doesn't carry the block over. It resets
that
me
is
to
weird.
neutral crouch.
Yeah. God, again, it's always funny. Yeah. The way that animation happens, I think the wolf is just pretending. Because it, like, goes neutral and then jumps in the air and falls over. Yippee!
I have done enough harm to this noble beast. I think I should leave his corpse alone. What if I want to use the scissors, though?
The guide mentions a skunk will appear out from nowhere. Not that it matters anyway.
I did notice a skunk there, yes. The scavenger creature.
Right one screen, down on the next.
Down on this one?
Yeah. There should be some insects.
They are horrible and slimy. I do not want to get closer.
Yeah. Our creature does not like icky, gross fins.
Well, I hope they like it better than I do.
But you do have...
Yep, I put the manure
Yep.
down.
Nice.
Into the right.
I think that's the only way you can go, so yeah.
And then up, I presume.
Oh, actually, no. You might have had to go down. Let's see.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, yeah. Might just be quicker rewind.
Yeah, maybe.
I would say, yeah. Some of the direction of stuff. Like, I'm not even sure why you can go that way.
Ah, yes, I know where this is. This is the blind man, and that's the landlord.
Yeah.
I'll just leave him be. I don't want to distract him. They're probably talking some important business or something. No, I think I will intervene. This is the scene in the movie where Frankenstein's monster hides in the shed for like the course of months or years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you want to be the old man or the landlord?
I'll do landlord. Is he in there, hiding behind a blind old man?
My son is in Ingolstadt. They all are. When he returns, he will pay the rent.
I do not like to be kept waiting. I will take your pumpkins.
No, they are our only income. They are for special customers at the Frankenstein mansion.
Well, I will sell them there. Do not blame me. Blame your son for not paying his rent on time.
That's enough of that.
Yeah.
Now, I have a suspicion, actually. Let me confirm my suspicion. I'm having enough good luck of my own just now. Stay out of this!
Stay out of this, ugly. This is between me and the old man.
I was trying to see if I can give him the charm. Like, be like, hey, take this as payment. Not the solution, though. So I guess I just have to beat up this landlord. Oh,
Yeah.
what a shame.
Ah, he's got his hitting stick.
I had so little health from the wolf fight
Yeah.
that I'd rather just let it roll over into the next life. I hate to let a landlord get a win in, but don't worry, this will be corrected.
Hell yeah. Oh, what an answer.
Oh, the headbutt does massive damage.
Yeah.
This is so ridiculous. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
It is the thing that people remember this game for, are these weird-ass fights.
Like this guy having a stick and then half of the time he just does jumping kicks.
Oh, I guess he just goes inside. I guess he's just like, well,
Yeah.
I've seen enough. I guess I haven't. I mean, I'm blind, so I'm just assuming
Yeah.
I've heard enough. Thank you. The landlord has been taking so much money that we cannot afford to eat. Our luck has been terrible since the outlaw stole my lucky charm. Oh? Old man, I've got some good news for you. You cannot believe how happy I am to see this again. Wait here, I am just going to tell my wife.
Wife? He doesn't have one of those in the film.
Yeah, they're changing things around. They're changing the chronology, the
Yeah.
timeline, so on, so forth.
Maybe this is that original writer's vision. This game had all the fight scenes in it that got cut. He was upset about.
Nothing I can steal here. I guess I'll just follow him outside.
Mhm. Let's see. Yeah, leave the house, head left, and up to the pumpkin patch.
It's so strange, some of the exits here. Like some of the places you're meant to
Yeah.
screen transition.
Now, you might notice some of these look slightly different.
Oh yeah, I sure do.
Yeah.
snip, snip, whoopee. These are sharp. I can see what I can cut. A big pumpkin.
Whoopee!
Oh, and if I come back here, oh dear, someone has dropped the recorder.
Mm-hmm.
I think this game would definitely be like 100 times better served for having more clearly delineated screen transitions and exits and entrances and whatnot.
Did you get pumpkins as well?
I got the pumpkin and the recorder.
Yeah.
Just gonna check to see if they're back.
Okay. Hang on. Okay. Whatever you do, do not leave the screen or reload the save game before you take the recorder, because once you do, a bug in the game will cause it to disappear forever, and you will be forced to start the game all over.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah, dodge that one. Okay, so yeah. Once you have the pumpkin recorder, head to the up and left in the pumpkin patch. And that's where the old blind man has gone.
There's an exit on this screen that isn't just the...
Yeah, that's...
Woohoo! What can I
hang on a
do?
second.
I have lost my recorder. Buddy, you're in luck.
I've got a little emergency with my
Nope.
dog, so you're going to have to excuse me.
Yep, I will figure things
Unfortunately.
out. Enjoy these pumpkins before you go. All right. And this recorder before we part with it. Here, old man, you can have your recorder back. Oh, thanks. Is there anything I can do for you? We are poor, but anything we have is yours. There's one thing. You know which way to the Frankenstein mansion? Frankenstein mansion? Head due east to Geneva. And sold. Alright, so this obviously doesn't happen in the movie. In the movie, there's again, a period of months where Frankenstein's monster sits in on this blind man and his family as they struggle with, like, you know, meeting their rent and farming and pumpkins that are in frozen over soil so they can't farm them effectively and so on and so forth. He relearns how to read and to speak and so on and so forth. In this game, they're skipping all that. And not only that, but coincidentally, the farmer happens to know the way to Frankenstein's mansion. So I'll take that as a win. I'll take that as a come-up. That's saving us plenty of time. So this is not the most faithful adaptation of a video game from movie, I will say. But also, who gives a fuck? If it's still telling a story, and it is fine, then I am fine with it. I don't need this to be slavishly devoted to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein by way of Kenneth Branagh, of all fucking things. I can deal with a little bit of, you know, distance from that. I'll read chat here. Joe Durrell says they read the book so they can probably guide me. You should go into the shed and be sad for a long time. Ah, man, I missed that. I skipped that bit. Sequence breaking. Some conversations about is the Edward 21S not being familiar with Sega CD, where all games on this ugly, to which Double Cake says this pixel art is pretty good. Yeah, I would say this is on the better side of art. Certainly the rotoscoping. All the animations are pretty good, I must say. It's clear to me that I am lost, by the way. It's clear to me that I should rewind, and rather than just dicking around in this part of the woods, I will try to consult the guide that I sent to Johnny.
Your fate will be sealed, Superman.
Again, like, I think the worst part of this game is absolutely this navigation and how little they give you in terms of guidance, in terms of direction. As soon as you want to return to the field, the old man will go inside, follow him in. Once you have the pumpkin recorder, head up and to the left. Answer your question on Geneva's before proceeding to play the recorder. With this act of good done, a path up and to the right will be open to you. Fuck's sake. Oops, where did I accidentally go here? Didn't mean to go there. Yeah, I mean, like most Sega CD games, to talk about, you know, like ugliness of Sega CD games, most Sega CD games were, well, not most. A lot of them leveraged just like full motion video to the extent that every inch of game is permeated with full motion video that doesn't look very good. The more FMV you have, the less quality it is. The more you got to compress it and take colors out of it and compromise it in such ways. Jodariel asks how the combat feels, which I will answer momentarily, just as soon as. You mind if I ride along? Oh, go ahead, jump in. Better get rid of that rubbish you're carrying. It's only a couple of weeks to the border. Oh, I should eat the pumpkin first. It occurs to me we have this pumpkin, we might as well eat it. Especially if we have to toss it out, if this is how they clear our inventory. I think that these have to be delivered to a house in Geneva. Okay, never mind. We are going to take the pumpkin and use that as our inn. Only a couple weeks to the border, and so we go. Jodariel asked, how does the combat feel? It's responsive, but it's clearly like a situation where the AI cheats. If you use the same move too many times in a row, they'll detect it and they'll start, counteracting it. And you'll have to change your strategy, Rise of the Robot style. It's either that or they're so set in their routines, like the wolf fight, that there's really like one or two good solutions for how to deal with a fight, like one or two good moves that you'll have. Whereas I would prefer more. I think this is Frankenstein's manor, castle, may reside within here. This is Geneva, Switzerland, where Mary Shelley wrote the book. Oh, look at those little rats! Look at those little guys! Good morning. Hello, you've got a bit of a rat problem, haven't you? I'll say, they've eaten most of my stock already. Need to get a rat trap from somewhere. Well, I think I can help with that. I'm assuming I can help with that. And not get bit along the way. Edward21S says, this seems like a game copied Sierra game design. Somehow made it worse. This is infinitely better than Sierra game design. Are you kidding me? There's multiple solutions to any given puzzle. I'm not soft-locked as of yet. I am not a dead man walking. I mean, I guess I am a dead man walking. I am Frankenstein's monster. But, beside that... Oh, I think I've found a path I didn't mean to. It's about time. Where have you been, you good-for-nothing layabout? Your brother left to get you over an hour ago. I can't believe you're a son of mine. But I'm not a son of... Just hurry up and get me my matches. Here, take this coin. Can't use that here. I want to look at this coin. Oh, try a better look at that. That's a coin, all right. Can I take that key? I'd like to take that key. I don't think I can take the key. Is the volume mixing fine right now? Can people hear me over the music? I know Bob is joking, but still let me know if I ever need to change audio levels up at all. Weltbester Schauscher points out the big-ass key. Well, I'd rather have a comically oversized key that I can see on the screen from afar than
Sorry about that, folks.
One that I can't. You're fine. Under the bridge. Into the city square. I think where we are, we're still in the first paragraph of the city of Geneva, so... And I've probably already gone horribly out of sequence.
Yeah.
Look at all those chickens.
Hello, can I help you?
Yes, you know anything about the people at the Frankenstein mansion?
Of course, they're some of my best customers.
I need to get into the mansion.
Why?
I gotta see Victor. I have something of grave importance to tell him.
Look, I shouldn't do this, but give me 3 coins. I'll let you deliver their groceries. I'm leaving in an hour. If you want to see Victor, you'd better hurry.
She's still talking. Oh, no, now she's done. All right, so that seems like option 1 to gather a bunch of coin.
Yeah.
Exit through this way. It seems like a much bigger area than the first city we were in. Not a positive.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can just...
Yeah.
Can I just walk in? To Frankenstein Manor? You may not pass, stranger. I have a pumpkin. I got a pumpkin here.
Nice.
I'm delivering this pumpkin. Will you let me deliver the pumpkin? You're not going to let me deliver the pumpkin.
Oh, well. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to do this the hard way. Which, I mean, it didn't let me fight him either, so... It would be great if you could just skip all this shit, though.
Yeah, how did stuff go with the old man?
He got his recorder back. He's happy.
Oh, okay.
Old woman's
Another
house.
cat. Oh, look at the cats. Here, kitty, kitty. Oh, dear.
Hello there. What's the matter?
I'm afraid I've lost my Snowy.
You've lost what?
My cat, Snowy. She disappeared this morning. It's not like her. She loves her bowl of milk in the morning. She's such a sweet-natured cat. Oh, dear. What will I do?
I'll go look for her. I can do that for you. I paint houses. Take the key? Yes, I can take the key.
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
Can I take the cat?
Sorry, lady.
I cannot take the cat.
Gonna take your... Gonna take your
That
key,
cat over
lady. I'm
there.
sorry.
That's a good cat. This is clearly a pro cat game. It's clearly
Yeah.
the developers here favored cats over dogs. Alright, so it's another side quest I've picked up. Another fine mess I've gotten Frankenstein's monster into. I at least know where the Frankenstein Manor is and where the cat's lady is and where this person with the coinage who's gonna let me deliver groceries if I collect 3 coins is. Looks good.
Ah. I sometimes do that. Something you do, set up, it falls over, you just stare at it.
I wonder if I'll help that guy. I'll get him some nails or something. In the meantime, I'm just wandering around. Oh, I actually found a dead end. Thank God. I actually did not want that to proceed.
Yeah.
I actually did not want that to go anywhere. The less screens I have to work with, the better. The more I have to work with, the worser. Because it means I have to do more work. It means I have to think harder.
Let's see. You just have the one key. Yeah.
Yes. I'm assuming there's not much I can do here at the moment.
Yeah. You're thinking right though about the solution. If we go back to City Gates, I can guide you a bit.
I think that should be up,
Yeah.
down. That Frankenstein strut. Yep.
Yeah. It says from the gates all the way to the left there's a building. And there should be an old man.
Yep, this is the guy
There he
who
is.
gave us the matches story or whatever. Or gave us a coin
Oh,
so we could
okay.
buy him matches.
Okay. Okay, so head to the right. Who is having a rat problem?
Yep, we already talked to her. She's asking for a rat trap.
So you have matches then, right?
No, I do not have matches.
Oh. Go ahead and give her the coin.
Give her the coin?
Yeah. For now, it says, so presumably you'll get the coin back.
Hello, can I help you? Yeah, can I get some matches, please? Matches? Yes, that's about all the... That's what's left. What with these rats? That's 1 franc. Here you go. Watch out for the rats on your way out. Gotta love an
that's-
establishment that says, watch out for the rats.
Yeah, don't let the rats hit you on the way out.
Jodariel points out that people seem to be nicer in here. Yeah, people are nicer in this village.
Yeah.
People have generally been nice to us.
I'll say one film with the movie, and this might be more with the original story, is so much of the movie could have been solved if people just fucking talked to each other
Yes.
and said things.
There you go. Oh, I'm beginning to feel a bit sleepy. Shut the door on your way out, will you?
Yeah, don't they hit your ass on the way out?
Got
Not like the
ourselves another
rats.
key. I kind of like this. This was a say something nice from way earlier that I only like sort of half said. I started saying, I like the fact that we're playing as Frankenstein's monster. I think that's a fun way to go. But I kind of like that this is like him getting to reclaim his humanity in some sort of way. It's him getting to participate in society, him like getting along with people and doing little missions and finding like a purpose for himself. It's like he's not the villain or something.
Yeah.
Oh. Can't use those nails here. Jodariel points out that, the whole thing, what starts the whole thing is Frankenstein, Victor Frankenstein, not taking care of the monster after he wakes up. Yeah, no, Victor Frankenstein is the villain of Frankenstein,
Yeah.
mind-blowing, I know. But, he's a guy who thinks he can play God, create life, the hubris, followed by the negligence, because he's just immediately revolted by what he's created. And he's just like, well, I gotta destroy this thing, and doesn't even give, the monster a chance. Doesn't give it a shot.
Yeah.
Edward21S says, unfortunately it's not. Frankenstein's monster commits genocide. In what? In what fiction? In what version of the story?
But yeah, the guy with the painting is your next destination.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what building that is. I noticed that you're a fuck-up who thinks you can just stick a painting to a wall with hot breath. Try this. Take these. Thank you. Have these coins. We got coins 2 and 3.
Yep.
I think you may have overpaid for those nails, but...
Oh, wait. There is something else in that room. Yeah. There's a rat trap sitting almost unseen near the vase. Yeah, because I don't fucking see it. No, wait. Yes, I do. Wrong vase.
Oh, dastardly.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's a rough one. That's a pixel hunt and a half. That's why you need to have, incidental dialogue where the guy says something like, oh, I'm glad I took care of the painting problem. Now I just wish that rat trap of mine would work and get rid of our rat problem. Something like that.
Yeah. And just don't hide shit like that. We joke about the yellow paint stuff, but yeah, just put a highlight around things you can interact with.
Hello, what can I do for you?
If you're gonna hide them that way.
I have found a rat trap for you. Here, you must have this for your trouble. Got our coin back.
Yeah, so now you have 3 coins.
Like how they're all numbered too, yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't confuse this with the first coin. You certainly don't stack them on top of each other, indicating that you have 3 of the same coin. That would just be obscene.
Okay, now it's with the cat lady. There's a stony path next to her house.
I believe I could probably find that. I mean, we already have the 3 coins. We could just ignore this poor lady and her cat, possibly. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to leave her hanging.
Yeah, so the cellar door, I believe you can...
There they are. Oh. Incredible.
Oh.
And someone was
found the
complaining
cat.
about the graphics in this game.
I'll say when it goes top down, it does look a bit goofy.
Yeah.
I think the backgrounds are fine. It's more the Frankenstein's monster sprite there.
Oh, we just have a cake now.
Yep, and flowers.
Let's take a look at that cake.
Yep.
Extra cherry.
Yeah, you can eat the cake.
I think I will. After appreciating it one more time.
And yes, and I'm sure you know what to do from here.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Oh, got stuck on some geometry there. Jodariel asking, what's this game doing in the Bad Game Hall of Fame? Oh, well, let's not go that far, okay? Okay, already had this conversation. There, it gave all 3 coins at once.
I love the animation of a she like clapped.
Yep. It's like a
Pointed.
silent movie. It's like one of those old golden oldies.
Yeah. Oldie but goodie.
Mixed vegetables. Yep, and back to the manor. So this was not as many screens as I thought it was when I walked into the city. It's more screens than in the first city. And I think this game is better when it's condensed, when it's smaller indoor locations like, you know, Frankenstein's laboratory and whatnot. I think it is a bit too difficult to find, like, where the game intends for you to go on a screen-by-screen basis. Okay. How can I use vegetables here?
How? How could anyone?
Oh, I can just walk in.
Yep, and
I don't even need
head
to show
left.
Oh. Left is out.
Okay. Head through the gate and head to the left of the next area until you see an entryway and head into it.
Oh, there we
Is this
go.
what they mean?
Yeah, it must
Yeah.
be.
And then, yep.
And just sneak in through the back door.
Well, it'll make sense.
I wonder if I take that candelabra.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Delivering the grocers.
There we go.
How about the pumpkin? Do you want the pumpkin? No dice on the pumpkin? That's all right. I'll just take this candelabra as payment.
All right. I'm trying to remember. I swear he wears shoes in the film. Well, he like makes shoes, basically.
I don't recall that at all.
He has his... Yeah, there's a scene where like it zooms in and he's like bandaging up his feet. So he doesn't just have the dogs out the whole time.
It's given away for free. Hey, do you recognize this
Yeah.
staircase? Do you recognize this piano? Do you recognize this room?
I'll say this room was just like, this looks like a theater set. It didn't look like a real place. Honestly, this game doesn't do it justice. It is like 5 times that size.
Have I gone too far off the beaten path? Have I... Oh!
Yep.
Well, I got bad news for you. You're about to kill a kid. This is William. This is the younger brother of Victor Frankenstein
Yeah,
in the
there
movie.
should be
Victor Frankenstein kills him brutally. Chokes him to death and then pins the death on a friend of the family.
Yeah. Yeah, you have gone a bit too far.
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you? Yeah, who could
You-
do the best
you do it, you do
Victorian
it, you
kid
do it.
accent? Who are you? You look for Victor?
Yes, I need to talk to him.
Victor's locked himself in the attic, mister. He's got the only key.
This is still you.
Oh, it's because it moved. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think there's a secret entrance in Elizabeth's bedroom.
Well, thanks, kid. That's actually
like
very
the clock.
handy.
Yeah. There's often. Oop. Cuckoo.
The hours they are passing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not going to kill the kid in this. I don't think we're going to kill the kid anyway. I'm hoping we don't kill the kid in this.
Yeah.
This Frankenstein's monster is like actually kind of personable and like, you know, decent.
Ooh,
Ooh, those
there we go.
flowers are delightful. Take them to the bedroom.
And now you can go see Elizabeth. I think the door was next to her.
Maybe, because that door ain't opening for me.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to see, but the door's in front. Like, yeah.
Wish the
there
perspective
is some
was a little better
issues.
here, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't use the flowers here. There we go.
You do? Yeah.
I just, total guess. I saw the other candelabra there, and I'm like, and I saw the fireplace, so I'm like, what if I use the candelabra here? Also, the Mona Lisa. That's really, we're just going to pretend the Frankenstein family had the Mona Lisa here. I know they're rich in the context of the story, but I guess that's the secret door, the secret passage the kid mentioned. Are we really?
Apparently you've done it. Yeah. There you go.
Honestly surprised at how fast this is moving, all things told. I knew this was going to be a shorter game, but the Atik.
My God, how did you find me?
The journey was longer than you will ever know, Frankenstein. People hate
30
me.
minutes.
They hate the way I look. They hate the way you made me. I have been forced to kill many people to be here with you. Tell me, do you believe in evil?
Kill me and have done with it.
Kill you? Hardly that.
Then why are you here? What do you want with me?
More to the point,
Oh, sorry.
why am I here? What do you want me to? What do you want with me?
Oh, I was acting too hard there. May God have mercy on my soul.
What am I soul? Do I have one? Or is that a part you left out? Who are these people of which I am made? Good people? Bad people?
Materials, nothing more.
Who am I?
I don't know.
Then perhaps I believe in evil after all. It's you.
What can I do?
There is something that I want. I could use a friend.
Friend?
A companion. Female, like me, so she won't hate me.
Like you? Oh God, you don't know what you're asking.
I do know for that the sympathy of one living being, I would make peace with all. I have love in me the likes of which you could scarcely imagine, and rage the likes of which you would not believe. If I cannot satisfy one, I will indulge the other, if you catch my meaning. That choice is yours. You're the one who set me in this motion, who set all this in motion, Frankenstein.
And if I consent?
Then you're a fucking monster. I mean, first of all, you're a fucking monster, Victor Frankenstein, especially in this version of the story, but we'd travel north, my bride and I, to the furthest reaches of the places of the pole where no man has ever set foot. There we would live our lives together. No human eye would ever see us again. This I vow. Help me, please.
I consent to your demand on our solemn oath to leave Europe forever. I will need some other materials, though. I will obtain some electric eels, biogenic fluid, and a corpse. You must return to my lab in Ingolstadt for the charts, journal, and jars of preserved body parts.
And then take him across state lines. I think it might be easier just to find more body parts here, personally, but...
I also need a needle, and twine, and some iodine.
You can't find that here? Like, okay, the body parts, whatever. The charts, yeah, those might be tough to replicate. But needle and twine, come on, dude. You're part of a rich family. Fucking...
You must go now to Ingolstadt. So a lot of that dialogue was word for word the movie. Some of it wasn't.
Yes.
See which parts you can figure out.
Take a guess. Take a stab in the dark.
Yeah, I will say a bit weird considering in our version of the story, who have you killed? A wolf?
The landlord?
Not many people. Oh, the landlord, yeah. So one asshole landlord and a wolf. And the monsters are like, oh, I've killed hundreds.
Well,
This evil you've unleashed.
It's because this Frankenstein's monster has, like, you know, empathy. He feels bad about the one life he's taking. Even if it was a landlord,
yeah,
so it
he's
doesn't
just-
count. It really shouldn't count,
Yeah,
honestly, but...
He's just exaggerating to guilt Frankenstein. Also, there is some dialogue cut from that where the monster like threatens as well, and it's like, if you don't do this, you're gonna make your life a living hell.
Yeah, if you do not give me a wedding night, I will visit you on yours.
Yes.
I'm looking at this fucking guy, and I can tell he's... Oh, yep.
Oh.
I'm assuming this is one of those unavoidable fights. The sewer guard. A prestigious position.
Okay. I think you do this.
Yeah, we're back to the starting city. Reusing environments. Lazy game devs. No, this is fine, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
Story takes place here. We're coming back. I'm sure they're going to change things around. Now, there's another human life we've taken. Now, we should probably feel bad about that one. That dude was completely innocent in this.
I mean, he went for you first. So, like, unprovoked. Is this a proper... Oh, it's not even really a... Damn, we keep running into these games with fake sewer levels. I'm not counting this. You're trying to bait me.
So, okay, I see the sewer there. That's assuming how we get out of the city. At the end of all things.
So from the start, they say go to the upper part of the town to Victor's gaff.
Yeah, that would be the first place I would check, just because I'm like, well, we can get the charts for one thing. All right. Home sweet home.
It is really funny to take that bit of the scene from the movie and then the guy just... Oh yeah, here's a bunch of fetch quests you need to do. And yeah, the guy mentioned, that the spiders have returned.
Oh, nope.
There you go.
Wall chart.
A wall chart.
I will thoroughly explore the space.
And yep.
Yuck! Some bits of body. I gotta see that.
Oh, I hate those. Yep.
It's a hand. Yep. A diary. A diary of Victor Frankenstein.
Yep.
Hold on. No, you stay on screen. That disappeared after a short period of time. I'm gonna pause. I recall Dr. Frankenstein asking me to bring him this, so I best not use it. You misspelled Frankenstein in your fucking Frankenstein video game? I don't know. Just look over to the right. Look at the cover. Look at the cover of the game you're working on. Look at the title screen.
No.
Look at any fucking thing.
Did we fall into that pocket, Is this a Berenstein Bear situation? We just crossed over? Shit. I need to go see if Coca-Cola is spelt the way I remember.
Is that all there is to do in this house?
Yes. Yeah, head to the lower part of town, a screen down, and approach the fur tent below the general store.
I am going to check in, even if it's we're not meant to at this current juncture. Let's see, the prisoners are back in prison. Nope. I guess cholera wiped this town out, technically. I guess, like, in terms of the timeline, in terms of the sequence of events. There's just a guy there. I can't do anything with him. He may be dead. Of cholera, who's to say? This store is gated up. So no going this way. Let's take us out this way. The horse stable. See, I remember all these locations. Oh, who's a good horse? I'm glad they survived. Horses, immune to cholera, I presume. Okay, nothing to grab here. They just wanted us to be able to check in and confirm the horse did live.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you did not kill the horse by giving it pellets. How about the store? The sign here reads open between 9 and 5.
What
It is closed at this
way
time
to
of
make a
night.
living. Yeah.
Hey, text box, go away. Thank you. Mind the shop for
Why
me, will
not?
ya?
Will ya?
Oh, he's got to pee. Did you see he had to take a
Yep.
pee? You thieving little toe rag.
Oh.
Was there a way to avoid this fight, like paying him for his goods or something?
Doesn't sound like it.
Again, no other way to get a thread and needle. This is the only way. It's unfortunate the man has to die for... Look, he takes it back! He takes back the thread! That's attention to the detail right there.
Yeah.
But I still have the... thread and needle.
You do, yeah.
Oh, now he's calling me a thieving little toe rag again.
Yeah.
Huh. A little broken.
Just watching this game.
Yeah, it's, goofy.
Yeah. A lot of health on this guy, though. Tough son of a bitch.
He actually wove mithril armor with that thread and needle.
There we go.
Like, I'm not mad at this game. This game has not done anything to rise me to the level of anger with it.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, so yeah. You got the thread, you're done here. And you want to go back to the guards' quarters.
Then exit through the sewer.
No, no. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yes.
Our work
It's
here
because
is done.
the guide says, what I assume is a bathroom, and I was really confused. Oh, so you can avoid that fight.
Using the coins, right?
No, it says, remember that fight with the soldier? If you had fought the guy, a sewer guard will be here and walk over to you. So apparently he just won't be there if you didn't do that earlier. There we go.
Relatively short quest, all things told.
Yeah, well, we're still missing some items. So if you go back to the general store...
I think that's here. Oh, this one rat became a pet. Okay, what can I do? Oh, well, I can... A live rat. Arrgh! Well, I gotta see this in close-up. Yeah, oh my god, look at them!
Yeah!
Good!
God, Mel, tell. Also, you might notice you have a coin in your inventory now.
I sure do. I'd like 5 of your finest rats, please.
Yeah. Can't throw a coin at her. Were you a monster? Oh, poor choice of words, I'm sorry.
Bottle of iodine.
Here you are, dearie.
Have to wait for the rat cycle so I don't get bit. Iodine, good for brides and things.
I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. Can't you see? To protect the rat cycle.
So I'm assuming just north?
Let's see. Yeah, head under the bridge.
Hold on, I didn't investigate this, did I? Iodine, you can barely make that out on there.
Yeah. Can't use that here.
Victor will need this. I can't let a rat go just anywhere. I mean, you could. Nothing's stopping you. Besides your own compulsions.
Then head right. And that will take you to the manor?
Yes. We really do like Uncle Fester. I'm gonna... Yeah, it's... I'm assuming.
Oh, hell yeah.
Poor rat. I'm assuming we would have had
Just
to have
run
fought in the dog otherwise, but
I'm not sure if you even did, actually. Okay.
can't go into the front.
Yeah, you have
That's
to
for polite company,
use
I
the
suppose.
kitchen, yeah.
I think we're nearing some sort of conclusion here already.
We're getting there.
Anything tasty? Anything good to eat in here? It is a kitchen. You would presume the answer is yes. Like to recover some health, possibly.
Mhm. Yeah, no, you just need to go back up to the attic.
I do wish his move speed was a little bit faster. I get why it's not. I get they're going for this rotoscoped limping thing, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I would have liked a sprint button, a run button,
Yeah, yeah.
because I'm so impatient. And also, you know, I'd be running into walls and geometry the entire time, too, if I was doing that. So, ultimately, like, I'm asking for something that would probably make the game actively worse, or just be a different complaint, a different flavor of complaints, if implemented. That door is locked for the night. This one's wide open. Oh, Victor!
I wish I'd never started my experiments. I should have realized that they would lead to abomination. You must die.
Fuck it, I'll just leave. Please, whoever you are, get out of the way! I am Elizabeth Frankenstein, Victor's wife. You cannot pass. Victor has told me everything. You must stay here and accept your fate.
I think the first line was actually the monster. Again, hard to tell. Oh, shit!
Here it is! The moment you've all been waiting for. Elizabeth has fucking combos.
Yeah. We had. How could we possibly win?
Oof.
She's beautiful.
I like her win animation.
Yeah.
Okay, we still have another heart. We still have a chance here. Let's see where it spawns us.
Mhm.
What happens if I run towards him? Oh, he just shoots us dead. And that would have been our last life. So I guess this
Yeah.
Frankenstein's monster, not impervious to gunshots. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go back to the top of the fight. Let's try to do it with this heart of ours. Damn, those rolls are wild.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of this game's strat is blocking and countering with the dash there.
Yep. Whatever gets us there. This is ridiculous, obviously, for reasons that don't even need to be said.
I just love this reading of the story where Frankenstein actually does tell his bride-to-be, and she's like, hell yeah, let's kill this thing.
And good day to
didn't
you,
really get
lady.
to see you. Yeah.
At least we feel bad about it.
Oh, damn, knocked him out.
Oh, are we really doing this? Are we really meticulously animating
Yeah, yeah.
the reanimation here?
I'll be honest, I kind of wish the game went for this more than those
CG FMVs?
cutscenes.
Yeah.
It's a cool look, this rotoscope stuff. Yeah, just like the movie.
This is gorgeously animated. You wish it had more colors for the background, or they had gone with something more stylized in terms of color scheme, but...
Yeah, the guy she tells you not to worry about. God.
Well, that's a divergence, isn't it?
It is, yeah. God, I wish that's how the movie went. That would be really funny.
Okay, so what happens in the movie, just for the benefit of folk who don't know fucking Frankenstein, is that Victor Frankenstein reneges on his deal to create a bride for his monster. And as revenge, Frankenstein's monster kills Elizabeth. In the movie film, Victor Frankenstein goes on to reanimate Elizabeth, and Frankenstein's monster tries to claim her for his own, but as she is just coming to, as she realizes what she is, as she's brought back to life, she self-immolates, sets herself on fire, sets the mansion on fire, and sets these two on a collision course with each other.
Yeah.
Victor Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster, that is.
And then some stunt work they were very happy with that, again, ended up looking really goofy.
But in this game, I think we're working towards a happily ever after.
Yeah.
I think Frankenstein's monster and the bride of Frankenstein are probably have reached some sort of understanding here.
Yeah.
Light up my life is what it says for picking up the lantern.
Yeah.
Hello. Meet me on the ice.
Okay, I think from this point, yeah, you can... I think it's mostly just tells you what to do.
Anything I can pick up around here? You can take a look at this lantern at the very least. All right, you stay here. I'll be back, honey.
And yeah, cut off. Is this rotoscope? Yeah, there's a lot of rotoscoping in this. Not always, though. Some sprites and others are definitely not.
I may need some assistance getting out of this room, even though there's a big old
move
door.
to the right. Walk over to... Oh, here we go. Walk over to a cage until something appears in your item window. Oh, it's one of these again.
Whoa! Everything's happening all at once.
What's all this noise?
Wow.
You got a license for that noise?
She's beautiful.
So, I feel bad for Elizabeth in this, obviously, getting turned into a monster. No one wants that. But, at the same time, Victor Frankenstein's a fucking monster. She might be better off with Frankenstein's monster at this point, with the creature, as the game has put it.
Yeah.
You can see I forfeited a life there. What's all this noise, then?
Oh, we didn't quite see it. Interestingly, if you press C once you have this item, the monster will say, Dr. Frankenstein asked him to bring it to him, even though it's past the wife-making part.
So I just walked past
odd.
that fight, by the way. While he was investigating, I just walked north and skipped the fight.
Oh, well, there you go. Walk left. Yep, there'll be another sailor. And they reckon you cannot bypass this, but they said that about the last one, so who knows?
Block again. I wish the blocking didn't incur chip damage.
Yeah, that makes sense for a actual fighting game, but considering that this is the creature's whole thing is he's has superhuman strength, so you could have just kept that on the enemies and let you have no chip damage.
Yeah, Elizabeth can kick her ass by rolling into us on the ground.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is cool. Jojo mentions, I don't know if this is in the movie, and I can confirm it is not. One of the reasons Frankenstein doesn't want to make a bride is because he's afraid they'll have babies and their new species will take over the Earth. Yeah, that's not in the film. In fact, the main reason he objects is because the body that the creature gets for him is
someone
not
he knew.
a member of the... Yeah.
It's supposed to be originally in the movie, according to the work print theory, there's supposed to be a love triangle between that lady and the Elizabeth and Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah.
But they dropped that mostly. And so, but there's supposed to be some sort of connection between Victor Frankenstein and that lady, even though he just lets her die, effectively. Take the blame for the death of William as Frankenstein's monster pins it on her.
That bit's a whole mess, because it's just, what's the evidence they arrest her on? Oh, the locket's on top of her while she was passed out. They arrest her, and then suddenly the whole town isn't privy to all this, and, like, in a riot, kills her while people are trying to tell them to stop. It's kind of annoying to watch. It's just like, why is anyone doing this? But, anyway. You asked me, do I believe in evil? You are evil incarnate, wretched and hideous.
I'm what you made me.
You have destroyed everything in this world that mattered to me. I created you. I must destroy you.
The final battle.
I like his, like, gentlemanly fisticuff pose he was doing. Mine's with the German guy from Punch-Out. I don't remember his name.
Von Kaiser.
Von Kaiser, yeah. Dummkopf. Abomination.
Trying to find an in on this guy.
Yeah. Punch-Out Wii was so good.
Don't let him get me in a corner. It's tough. I wish I had more health. I wish the game had given us more opportunities to heal up.
Yeah, not many, considering the amount of fights you have to do. Yeah, I'm the winner.
And that's going to be game over, I believe. Yep.
Yep.
All right, so I have to win this fight with like 3/4 health, give or take.
Yeah. I don't know why, this guy rarely tells you how to fight.
Okay, let me
He rarely gives
do some
specific fight tips.
Okay, so I can't jump in on him. If I try to charge him while he's... Okay. I think my best option might just be keep charging and just hope to catch him unawares. Because I don't take damage.
Yeah. It looks like he has a similar moveset to you, actually, besides the,
like father, like son.
The charge, yeah. I like this, Game FAQ guide has a special thanks.
And good day to you, sir. Well, that's Victor Frankenstein dead.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of fanfare for it.
Yep. You'll be walking into the snow. Yep, the metal thingy is what you want to do. I'm not sure why you picked up that other thing, by the way. Maybe technically gets used at the same time as the lantern? Nope. I guess we're a plane right now. Meow. Bob and I in chat saying, if you beat Victor without using any continues, I'm going to butcher this.
Castruccio Castracani. I don't know who that is.
Yep.
We'll jump out and kill him, then you face him as the true final
If
boss.
only. Oh, look at that. Trying to put those roscope sprites in their CG cutscenes.
Wow, she's beautiful.
It's not gonna happen, but I want the original Symphony of the Night ending music to start playing. Just like
And now we've earned the credits.
wind.
That's it.
Yippee! So yeah, way happier ending in the film.
Cassidy.
You're the strongest Frankenstein in the world, says Bobinator. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
Dino Gem awarded.
Huh. We'll give thoughts after the credits.
Yep.
Sarcastic comments provided by Dave Poe.
Hell yeah.
I don't love funny credits. I don't love putting jokes.
Maybe
in
that
credits.
was. Maybe he legit did that though.
Oh, look, everyone has a little
Oh,
nickname
Mr.
here.
Credit. Yeah. Dennis, what
Doom
kind of nickname's
again.
that?
Intro and extra render, so I guess that would be the
Yep.
opening CG, ending CG.
Mike Clark. That's pretty good. Honestly,
my
yeah, the
life
music
right.
was really good.
Dr. Code. Oh, they even have an Uncle Fester joke in the fucking credits. Come on. Paul Tweedle. What about his brother, Paul Tweedledum?
Yep. There we go. Where's Fred Fox? Here's the thing. I think his credit shows up in the movie credits. I can't remember what it was for.
I think it's also he was with Dracula, not with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
I forget. I saw the name today though, and I can't remember why. And I swear it was when I was watching. I'd have to see.
Time will tell. Speaking of time, I reckon it's about that time where I find the fade button. Whoop. And here we are. Time to give our thoughts on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein for the Sega CD. You first.
Okay, so I think considering the source material they were working with, a venture game of this style was the right move, and it is strange, and there are definitely issues I can see with that fighting system in terms of the health, fights that I assume some players might not have realized certain fights were optional, things like that. That's a problem. But again, like the movie weirdly does have Frankenstein do kind of action movie stuff a couple of times, so I kind of get why they went for it. And then just they ended up going goofy with it. Devs must have realized how silly it was. I wonder if maybe that was like a Mando of like, hey, you have to represent this like fight action scene in some way. And like, fuck it, we'll just put fighting game sequence in. What of it? So yeah, the puzzles are simple enough, they're intuitive. I think the main issues are, you know, some of the navigation, like seeing where screen exits are. That's very poorly telegraphed. Like if you weren't gonna render the graphics that fit the Sega CD visuals more, you could at least have just put icons to show here's where the exits are. And some of the item placement, like finding certain items, some are obvious and then some are weirdly hidden behind things or are awkward to pick up. Again, better item placement if you weren't going to do indicators. Like, you don't even need to do indicators, just place the items better at that point, you know? And though it's cool to see this different version where the creature is able to get along with some people, not everyone judges him for the way he looks. There is also some very typical adventure game menial task fetch quest stuff, but that's more issue with the genre. It's kind of, you know, those tropes fall here as well. But yeah, I don't think the backgrounds looked as bad as they say. I think the main thing was just I don't think they were made with the color palette limit in mind, where they've had to render them and then compress them down. I would have liked to have seen that better. And this game is very short. I think even if we weren't using a guide, most people would beat this the day they got it.
Oh,
which is
certainly, yeah.
not great for.
I think we shaved an
this.
hour or two off of it, though. I think if you're like really like banging your head against those screens
Yeah.
and revisiting them, it might add another hour or two to the gameplay. Tops.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, no, the rotoscoping looked really good. Yeah, some of the environments looked good. The music I think is a highlight, even if it does sound like the synths they have are very compressed. I still think it sounds good, and a smarter way to use the Sega CD capabilities than the other thing they did, which is all these pre-render cutscenes. That might actually be my biggest negative. Is just I don't think they really added anything. Like any of the CG cutscenes we got, like they don't look particularly great on the Sega CD. They don't play music in most of them.
If they'd done more of that rotoscoped stuff, like with the
yeah, that was
reanimation,
awesome.
Yeah, that was fucking ruled.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I would. This is a fun curio, a lot better than what I've seen of their previous Bram Stoker's Dracula game they did. That seems like a mess. But we'll find out with that one. But yeah, I'd say I'm pleasantly surprised with this. Like, you could definitely do a better with adventure games around this time. But I wouldn't have been like too disappointed with this. Yeah, like overall, like pretty positive on this one.
Well, thank you. For my part, I agree. I'm not mad at this one at all. In fact, I almost liked it. There are parts of it I really do like. I do appreciate the atmosphere, the rendering of the graphics, barring some of the, color loss eating into some of it. I agree, the CG stuff, the 3D FMVs, the CGI renders are the other worst part, are the part that like fits in the least, and they would have been better off doing, what might have been arguably more difficult to do, the rotoscoped pixel art animations, the likes of Victor Frankenstein resurrecting Elizabeth. You know what I'm noticing? No scenes from the movie. Not a shot from the movie, despite them saying that in the back of box.
Well, yes, technically. It was in that save screen.
Yeah,
that
one
image.
Still of Robert De Niro. And so I'm wondering if in a previous draft design iteration, if it was like Bram Stoker's Dracula for the Sega CD, and that it just used a bunch of scenes from the movie, and at the last second they're like, no, this you're gonna make your own, you're gonna spin your own for these, so rush something to render right now. Who's to say? Okay, so here's where I'm of two minds about this. I think when it is taking itself seriously, when it is telling its story, when it is getting to lift dialogue from the movie and repurpose it for its own ends, when Frankenstein is having conversation with his monster about, the meaning of life, if he has a soul or not, and in this characterization, more clearly framing Frankenstein's monster as the victim, as someone who, didn't ask to be fucking born, has no idea what their purpose is, was not given the direction, but in this version of the story, ultimately decides to be a helpful person, right? If being a helpful person amounts to doing typical adventure game fetch quests in this, which you can roll your eyes at, and you certainly should, but it is at least effective in getting across that this is a Frankenstein's monster that, despite not being instilled with anything, along the lines of morality or guidance from his father figure in Victor Frankenstein, still seeks to do the right thing. The people who he kills fight him first in the course of this story, approach him with ill intent. I think it's neat to have a movie tie-in game completely deviate from the original script. I think it is fascinating and cool, and that more games should be brave enough to tell their own story using the source material as a sort of like template foundation, but then just doing what they want to do with it. And whether that was mandate as to if this game was meant to release initially before the movie hit theaters, and they didn't want to give away the ending or whatever, I guess. Who's to say? Or if it was just something where Psygnosis said, well, if we're going to be playing as Frankenstein's monster, we're going to want players to actually like sympathize with this guy. We're going to want to send the folk home happy to some extent. It is like still like a very bittersweet ending. I mean, we're walking with our corpse bride into the fucking North Pole to live out the rest of our lives in like absolute nothingness. So it's not exactly like optimistic, but is at least what Frankenstein's monster wanted. Is at least what he aspired to. And you want that for him by the end of the game. You feel pity for the creature in a way that Victor Frankenstein does not. Which, again, I think is in line with, you know, what probably Mary Shelley's intentions were in writing the original book, which was to say, like, no, like, the monster isn't, like, yes, they're a monster because we were scared of them because they were given life without guidance because their creator was, had as much hubris as they did, like, you know, a lack of care, lack of attention, lack of want to give meaning and purpose to the thing they created. And that is what the true villain is of the story, right? Like, that's the point. That's the whole point of the story. So it is definitely, like, reclaiming Frankenstein's monster in some sort of way with this version of the story, giving him, you know, his due, getting him the girl at the end, so on and so forth. It's that part is all good to me. I think that's all pretty solid, and I think the atmosphere does a good enough job of playing with that in the way they're telling their story. Now, the fighting game parts are functional. They work. I understand why they're there, to mix the gameplay up, to appeal to folk who are not just here for the adventure game, who had, you know, wanted some action out of their adventure game. I think beyond the fact that they're just, like, you know, kind of unnecessary, they do a lot to... Okay, in particular, what I'm thinking of, the one I'm really thinking of is the Elizabeth fight, which is, you know, objectively hilarious that it happens. When it happens, it is shocking that they go that direction with it, that is how they choose to do. Like, you know, if this was just a pure adventure game, what would absolutely happen was that, you know, Elizabeth would accidentally die, you know, while Victor and Frankenstein's monster are struggling, and then during their scuffle, Elizabeth accidentally gets, like, conked on the noggin, or hit, like, something falls on her and kills her, right? That's the way you do that scene, to have it so that Frankenstein's monster is not directly responsible for her death before going on to take her reanimated body as his bride. Because that definitely definitely makes Frankenstein's monster a little bit ugly unnecessarily at the last second, in a way that I don't even think the developers intended. Because again, Elizabeth hits you first. She fights first in this, which is another way to weirdly muddy the whole thing up. But ultimately, despite it being like the most memorable thing about this game for sure, the thing that people remember about this game is you fighting Elizabeth and all the other fights, it would have been better off without them, because it would mean the game took itself more seriously. It would mean that the tone was more consistent. And so while it might be the thing that is most memorable, the thing that is like is going to stick with me about this game, it is also the part where this game sort of does fall apart. Even like if it's functional gameplay wise, you know, it's not great. It's not like the best fighting I've ever had. The lack of health pickups and resources throughout the game is a problem. So that by the end of the game, you're on your last heart, presumably, unless you've been really using the save system effectively and maximizing, practicing fights until you can clear them with a minimum of damage taken. But, like, ultimately, it is a distraction from the adventure gameplay, which is not great, but which is also functional, which they could have done more. They could have made this a slightly longer game, with more in the way of puzzles to do. They could have rearranged some of these sequences. Like, you know, you only have so many scenes from the movie, right? If you're trying to do an adaptation of the movie. I mean, they already took a lot of creative liberty, plenty of creative liberty with, you know, how they chose to change things up. I would have gone like full hog. I would have gone whole hog with it. I would have just started taking scenes from the 1930s Frankenstein adaptation and incorporating them into the plot somehow to further give like Frankenstein's monster more stuff to do. I would have had more prolonged sections in Frankenstein's manor and in the in some of like the cities and other areas you're exploring. I could cut the forest out completely. I could deal without the forest, but it's like something there, more adventure game stuff. I do appreciate that each adventure game segment takes place within a scene, that the inventory you come into it with is, that it resets from scene to scene. So you're not having to worry about, like, at the very beginning of the game, some object you forgot to pick up in the first, like, few minutes of the game, and then you find out at the end of the game that you're fucked, right? They avoid that pitfall.
For sure.
Furthermore, I do appreciate that you can skip some of the puzzles. I appreciate that as an option, you can just beat the shit out of people. It's not the most flexibility. I was kind of expecting going into this that there'd be a little bit more in the way of alternate solutions, alternate routes, alternate ways to solve the game. But the fact that it's even there at all, the fact that you can choose to skip some of the fetch questing by just, again, knocking the shit out of people is good. It is an option. It is giving player choice and agency. And, if this was like, a game which maybe had more time to cook, a bigger budget on a system that wasn't like already doomed in the Sega CD, if this was a game to be handled, if you were to give this assignment to a developer contemporaneously, modern day, I think the way you do this is, this might be hacky. People might hear this and groan at my pitch, but have a morality meter, right? You play as Frankenstein's monster, and do you choose to embrace humanity or do you choose to embrace monsterism? Do you choose to solve the game by helping people, by, despite the lack of direction from your creator, going on to be an amiable creature, one who seeks for the betterment and good and deserves their happy ending? Or do you just embrace being a fucking monster and kill everyone in your way, be exactly the kind of monster you're made out to be, the exact sort of evil incarnate that Victor Frankenstein believes he's accidentally conceived, and then you weigh those two scales against, like, do I go through the tedium of puzzle solving or do I engage with combat more, and who do I choose to fight and when, and all those sorts of things that make it like a modern video game.
I'm not typically a moral choice stuff in games, but I think actually that would have been cool with this premise, especially with some of the choice to engage with people and not. A part of me does wish, though, that if a version of this game existed where they had somehow gone more into the fighting, and that ended up being like a bigger part of the game, and they had made like an actual competent fighter out of it, that would have been fun to see. Like, I think historically the fighting makes this interesting, but if you were going to make this a better game, it would be to strip it out and just focus on making this a better adventure game. But yes, historically I appreciate that weird goofy side of it. Makes it more interesting in the long run. As
it stands, this is a thing that keeps this game on folks' radars, that keeps it popping up, that keeps people like fascinated by this game and what it is. It's also something that holds it back from, there's a few things holding it back from becoming a truly great adventure game, a hidden gem of the Sega CD or what have you. As it stands, it feels like the rough draft for a game that could have been so much more, that could have been so much better, that could have explored more ideas if Psygnosis had been given the time and freedom to explore it.
I did see
I was debating.
Abominate, well, I'll mention this first. Abominate chat says, apparently there is an alternative ending where Frankenstein ends up alone. They say don't know how to get it, though. Yeah, if anyone does have info on that, because it's on the long play or the guide I read. So maybe there are some extra choices we just didn't know about. Be curious to know more about that.
Anyway. I was hesitant to bring this up because this is going to be me beefing with another YouTuber. It's going to be me shitting on another content creator. But I'm going to do it because I was compelled to by this game. That I'm compelled to give this game a fair shot. If I were to rate it, I'd give it like a 3 out of 5. Just on my personal scale. It's not bad. It's bad, but it's not like terrible. There's merits to it. I think there's moments where I enjoyed it. Surprising moments are very surprising, and it is functional. I think if you are like a big Frankenstein mark at all, you might get something out of this game. If not this, Frankenstein Through the Eyes of the Monster starring Tim Curry, which is probably like, more of what I wanted out of this game, in that it focuses on the adventure game elements. You as Frankenstein's monster working to circumvent Tim Curry's Victor Frankenstein, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We'll play that game one of these days. What I want to do here is, so I watched a video I watched a YouTube video, video review of this video game we just played from a channel called Hack the Movies. Apparently, this is a YouTube channel where they review movie tie-in games, and their sole scale for how good a game is how accurate to the movie it is.
Oh.
Which is just
Okay.
insufferable, which is a horrible gimmick. I think this guy who runs this channel also has like a movie review channel. I think that's what he primarily focuses on. This Hack the Movies thing is like a side gig, a side project.
Now,
hold on.
Okay.
I have to finish explaining this channel and with this review because this guy goes on to say that he doesn't own the game, so he can't play it in the course of his 10-minute video. So he goes to the world of long plays and just watches the fucking video long play. And so he has no idea what's happening in the fucking game. When Victor Frankenstein gets knocked out by the chloroform, he's like, well, I guess he just falls over for some reason. And then he just bitches and fucking moans about the ending and how it deviates from the plot, as if this game can't have its own plot, can't do its own thing. And I'm just watching this, and the entire time I'm just like, what a fucking hack. What a fucking horrible, stupid, pointless review. What a bad fucking video. And in the event that this guy, who I'm being told now is an affiliate of Cinemassacre and Screenwave, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, this fucking hack listens to me. Stick to the movie reviews. Stay away from the games. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. Ay. That's one of the worst video game video reviews I've ever seen in my fucking life. And
it honestly sounds like a parody, the way you describe it.
It sounds like one, but it ain't. It fucking ain't. And this game deserves better than to have hacks like that fundamentally misunderstanding it and being mad that it dares to deviate from their precious movie canon. Oh, what a great fucking movie Kenneth Branagh's Frankenstein was. How dare we deviate from the vision at all?
See, now what I'm going to suggest is a good parody channel is to make a movie review channel that critiques games based on how they delineate from their video game tie-ins and judge them for that.
That's a good angle on it. That's a good twist on the formula. But that will do it, I think. I think I've said all I need to say on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein by way of Psygnosis and Sony ImageSoft. And to wrap it up, just by reiterating that, not bad. It could be worse. Could be way better. It's pretty average, but it will stick in the memory. It will linger in the memory because of those supremely awkward fight scenes, those supremely strange, surreal fight scenes, in particular fighting Elizabeth. Strange. It's like I'm not even mad at it. It's just, it's the reason why I'll remember it. So good on them for that.
Yeah.
Right? And good on us for getting through another game. One last game for Movie Game May. Something we decided to do halfway through the month of May was play a whole bunch of movie tie-in games in a row, and so we did. And we'll continue to do it. I mean, it's not going to stop us from continuing to play more movie tie-in games in the months to follow, but it was fun to do a whole bunch of one-offs in a row. It was fun to knock out a whole bunch of them and see how that turned out for us. And with that, I will say, folks, thank you for tuning in to this, our playthrough of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein for the Sega CD. Thank you for coming along with us on this journey into the heart of darkness, the soul of man, the paradise lost, etc., etc., etc. We'll take a look at our stream schedule to say that Monday, June 1st, kick off the new month with a Casual Monday, the show where we play not-so-bad games, shoot the shit a little more casually, so on and so forth. If you're wondering where VODs for that series live, we'll get to that in just a bit. Tuesday, June 2nd, though, we got to mention that we're beginning our playthrough of Perfect Dark for the Game Boy Color, a strange prequel to Perfect Dark on the N64. This Joanna Dark, she just could not catch a break outside the N64, unfortunately. And we will count the ways on the GBC beginning Tuesday, June 2nd. Thursday, June the 4th, we should have, by that point, the results of our currently ongoing patron poll posted. We are currently running a poll for adventures in alt history. So these are games that delve into alternative histories. Usually just means like, what if the Nazis won World War II? And that's most as original as video game writers tend to get. There's a couple ones that go outside of that, mercifully. We'll go down the list of games that are currently being voted between. They are Damnation, 2009 Damnation, 2009's Darkest of Days, 1999's Mortar, 2093 through 1944, 2008's Turning Point Fall of Liberty, and 2006's You Are Empty. And if you are a patron, pledger, Twitch subscriber, YouTube member at all, if you have access to the Patreon Saints channel over on our Discord server, you have access to that poll. Or if you're on the Patreon, you can vote on there as well. And so by Thursday, we will know what we're playing. By Tuesday, we'll know what we're playing. We'll be able to tell you, and you can prepare yourselves, govern yourselves accordingly. Then as for Saturday, June 6th, we will return to a cup of J2ME, our series covering Java 2 Mobile Edition. It's not mobile, it's Micro Edition. I gotta get that right. I gotta fix that Freudian slip of mine. Anyway, cell phone games. We'll have a collection of them to show off this coming Saturday as part of our monthly segment, our newest monthly segment. And we appreciate you considering tuning in to some of those. If you appreciate the show, you might join the Discord that we linked to, that discord.gg/BGHOF, our community of connoisseurs to talk good games, bad games, every game in between, to join our Bad Game Club, where folk play and commiserate over games selected by us in the span of a month. We are wrapping up for the month of May, this being May 30th as the time of recording. And Johnny, do you have a game picked out for the month of June?
No, I've got to figure that out.
We will figure that out. We will figure that out together and have that up for folk in the next couple days so that you can spend your June suffering like we do. What was the game this month? It was Pong the Next Level or Next Generation?
Pong the Next Level, Pong the Next Level for the PlayStation 1. It was the next generation of Pong, would you believe?
I mean, technically. Truth in advertising.
Yeah, it was... Oh, I don't know. I don't think anyone successfully beat the game this month, which is no one's fault. I guess technically mine. So
I guess it's Atari's fault. It would be if anyone's fault. So, you'll know soon enough what we're playing, folks who are tuned into that channel. If you really like what we did here, what we do here even, you might consider financially supporting us by pledging on Patreon, subscribing on Twitch, or becoming a member on YouTube. Any or all of the above will grant you access to the Patreon Saints channel over on the Discord server, wherein you can vote in polls, like we've already mentioned. You can make your suggestions there to help steer the direction of the show. You can gain access to exclusive content, primarily by way of VODs, primarily by way of our Casual Mondays archive. Over 160 hours of exclusive video on demand available to our financial supporters. And, for those of you who do support us, thanks again to people who gift sub, who do anything in the course of the show. And if you are a gift sub, you'll have access in that Discord server. If Discord integration works the way it should with Twitch, you'll have access for the duration of that gift sub. And if you choose to continue into a recurring subscription, that would certainly be appreciated. And we appreciate all of you who help keep the lights on here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame, who help keep us in bad games. We hope that you get that warm, fuzzy feeling for supporting us. And again, thank you. Thank you to everyone. If you can't financially support us, though, we completely understand as well. If you're still looking for a way to help out the show that is free, you can go over to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@BadGameHallOfFame, where we have a suggested viewing playlist. 20 handpicked episodes that we think make for some of the best onboarding onto this here show of ours. Or maybe, Kenneth Branagh. Maybe it's worth him watching this, seeing what his movie hath wrought, what video game it inspired, and also maybe listen to the part where we shit on him for being a bit of a egomaniac, and maybe this will finally be the thing to set him straight, to set him on a proper path. And that guy's knighted.
Too. We've got one in there.
That's true enough. We leave it to your discretion, dear viewers. Let's see here. Who can we send folk the way of? I already know. We're going to send folk the way of Proton Claire, who is doing their fortune cookie format right now. Appears to be playing Wheelman!
Yeah.
So you better believe we're sending folk to watch more Wheelman, only one of the best games we've played on this goddamn channel.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's that Wheelman. I'm hoping it's that Wheelman. I'm just seeing the Twitch tag there. So anyway, let them know the Bad Game Hall of Fame sent you. And we'll let them know that Wheelman fucking rules. And that will do it for us here at the Bad Game Hall of Fame. I have been the creature, Cassidy.
And I've been stitched together with spare parts, Johnny Baghead.
Very good. And to all y'all out there in TV land, we'll catch you a little later on down the road. Bye-bye for now.
Toodles!